So where we last left off, we first of all, hello, welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a good long while. We had the holidays. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope everyone's doing well. Where we last left off, our party had just come back from dealing with a dryad who had kidnapped a boy that they had rescued from being kidnapped a little bit earlier. Shenanigans ensued, the party came back, and they dropped the boy off with the intention to bring him back to his parents to a big city up north, the city of Grimseth.
Yeah.
The party stopped off at the apothecary, the place where they had the boy treated before, and visited a couple of other shops, I believe. Rayleigh had gone down to the blacksmith to look for some sort of armor, some sort of coating for the new member to the party, Locke, the wolf. Along the way, on the trek back from the Dryad encounter, we learned a bit about the boy, about where he came from. He misses his family, how lonely he's been. He's had difficulty speaking, using his body at all ever since the party had first found him. As
Primarily communicating through message with me now.
Yep. The party has now kind of closed for the day. Just as things are winding down, heading back to the guild hall, they had met Matilda, who took out a big old sack of coins for the party as they completed,
saving his life.
We'll say a favor for the mayor. She lets the party know that the mayor had left this for them as thanks for their work with the last mayhap in town with the Carnival of Mayhem. Ziedler's Thrills and Chills.
Making sure he didn't die.
As the party found themselves with these new charms, signifying a rank up in the guild, per the mayor's request, Matilda also left them with a message that the mayor had requested to speak with them as soon as they were able, as soon as it was convenient for them. With that, we are back in the foyer of the guild. Matilda's just bid our party farewell and has gone back to her nightly duties. It's roughly about, I think it was 6 o'clock, into early evening. What do y'all want to do for the rest of the day?
I want to go to the library, take a book, and read before resting.
Okay.
So how was my badge affixed to me beforehand, and did she confiscate my old one?
Yes, would have taken your old charm. I got a selection of whatever you would want, whether it was a ring, a bracelet, or a necklace or pendant of some sort, whichever you would prefer.
I see, okay. I don't know. I think I'll go out, pet Locke for a few minutes, and then head back over to my room.
Sure, sounds good. Everyone else?
I think I'll go to sleep, and in the morning get a flash of inspiration for the new spells and abilities I learned.
Yeah, that's it.
Sure.
Everyone? I think Evan disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, Nate? Welcome. Yeah, technical difficulties, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't come up with a good reason why Rayleigh can use illusion spells. He just can.
Well, it's always assumed that like you're practicing stuff in your spare time.
Yeah.
Well, that
Reading,
notes the
researching.
your skills upon the level up.
You've been hanging out with me a lot, so you
Exactly.
And maybe killing the dryad gave me some sort of innate druid ability to be a sorcerer. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with it. The D&D is going pretty well. Well, I guess Kevin's going to be back soon. I guess the camera's going to be a little funky for a while. So you all can head up off to bed, just relax for the night. It's still pretty early. Are you just going to be like relaxing for a good couple hours? And then going to bed, probably like 9 o'clock, waking up super early in the morning? How late do you want to sleep in?
well, I always wake up before sunrise, so yeah.
That sounds
It's
good to
my-
me.
Night
might as
Weird
well.
adaptation to having to adjust to diurnal life.
Okay.
And I guess I'll wake up at around 9 or 10, like usual,
Okay.
like a
I'm gonna go
soaring human.
fishing.
Sure. So we'll say I'll hit the sack at roughly like 9 o'clock. Sev, you and Rayleigh wake up roughly around the same time, like 7 in the morning, right before the like big morning bustle starts erupting through the streets. But you said there are like a couple folks outside to look through the window. So if you wanted to go fishing,
Yes.
okay. What did you want to do, really?
I'm gonna go and get lock up and head alongside Sev, but go hunting instead.
Okay. It is going to be like a full adventure heading off hunting. Like a good couple hours.
That'll be fine.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Wow,
Cool,
I
cool.
just got like a really, really good fish. I'm just like I'm thinking of
Fishes for the golden salmon of knowledge.
yeah, like
The golden
when
salmon
you're
of knowledge.
fishing in Final Fantasy 15 and like all 4 of the boys have to jump in the water to pull it out.
Yeah, fantastic. So as
So
you
what do you even
The
do
golden
with
salmon of
fish?
knowledge gives you wish.
Yes. That's what we're doing.
So as you head off down to the docks, you see the same folks you've seen every other time. They've come down here, they give you like a slight little wave as they head back off, tying some stuff down or opening up some of the crates that came in today or getting boats out ready for the water. Plop on down to the like bottom left portion of the docks, just cast your line out. There's a little bit of rainfall overnight, like a little pitter patter. And it's like you still have this kind of like misty haze that's in the air around you. You got like a slight little chill as you're walking on through. You throw your line out. Like 2 seconds after you just cast, you get a fish. Reel it in. You get another fish. You reel it in. Just going on and on and on. Let me see what you get. So how many hours would you like to spend out on the water?
Oh, like I don't know, like 2 or 3, maybe more whenever the others come to get me, I guess.
All right, we'll say 2 for now. That'll put you up around 9 o'clock when everyone else is waking up. Go ahead and give me another use of your rod.
I don't know why it always asks me to input value. Okay, there we go.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
See what you get. Holy, all right. Well, with your experience this morning, you just pull fish after fish after fish after fish after fish. Spend the next couple hours just cast and reel it, cast and reel it in. You pick up 16 fish.
Jesus. That's so many fish.
Mostly
That's so funny.
smaller fish. A couple like guppies,
Yeah.
a couple like minnows. You do get like a decent sized fish. We'll say, I don't know, what, 20 inches?
Okay. I've caught bigger in real life, but yeah.
All right.
Where are the fish in my inventory? Oh, there we go. Okay.
So, Rayleigh, I will need a survival from you.
Okay.
Is there any particular direction that you want to head through town? Do you want to head off to the west, off to the south?
I was thinking off to the south was where I'd be going, but I don't. I'm thinking about the larger map
Sure.
that we use.
Pull that back
I'm not
up.
sure exactly how it.
There we go. So the forest off to your west, like, arcs around, and it's the same forest with two like distinctly different entrances. So you can head off either to the top of town, heading off to the west, or you can head off by where the docks are to the south.
Yeah, then I guess I'll head over here. Can you see that?
Sorry, I missed it. What? Okay, off to the south?
I'll head over there. Yeah.
Sure. Not a problem.
And you said survival?
Yep. Trying
And
to see if you
I am
can...
bringing Locke with me, too.
Okay.
Did that go through?
I am not seeing anything yet.
Okay.
There we go. Oh my god.
Weird.
Y'all,
Wow,
with the nat
okay.
20s, please. The first rolls of the new year. Y'all can stop already,
Damn.
okay?
No, I'm sure I'll fuck it up.
Good
times.
lord.
I like it.
And where is you? And I'll say... Okay. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. So you and Locke, both working together, really. You can pick up the trail of a couple of small critters. You'd figure they might be like rabbits, something near the rabbit family. Nothing large, no sort of like larger beasts on the outskirts of the where the road meets the forest.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, hunting rabbits sounds fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So, go ahead, give me another survival. Well, no, you already gave me your second one. Never mind. We're all set to go there.
Yeah, they both came in at the same time.
Coincidentally. Yeah. All right. Cool. I will take that into account while I'm calculating stuff. Let's head back off to Gale. Gale and Race. It's roughly about 9 o'clock. Sun's beginning to just come up over the rooftops of Abbey Brook. Got like a little beam of sunlight flooding through your windows. What do y'all want to do?
I suppose I'll wake up and realize that I've had a flash of inspiration on some things that I've been working on, and
Yeah.
suspect that I might have a new innate power from our last excursion, but we'll need to experiment with it. I guess what I'll do is go to the main hall, mess hall, grab some breakfast, and just see if I can wait around and find the others.
Okay. So you just want to be chilling in the guild hall waiting for the others to pop up?
Yes, with foods.
Yeah, sure. You can call one of the servers over. They come like busting behind the door next to the counter where Matilda sits. They got a little notepad with them. Just quickly take your order, and they promise you they'll be back in about 5 minutes with everything.
Food.
Yeah, we'll get you like this nice little meal. I got some nice scrambled eggs, a thick slab of ham, a couple of like oats or grits on the side.
Okay, and I guess I'll just have a notebook and maybe like write a journal of everything that's happened up to this point so I can save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Fantastic. And Reese, are you back with us?
Think you're muted.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What do you want to be doing up in the morning?
Looks like pretty good. So Reese just kind of slowly gets up because if I recall correctly, we've had quite a few intense battles recently.
We have.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I kind of think that circus battle was probably the most trying.
Oh, it was. It
Oh,
was.
if not for you guys, for me.
Yeah. It was something.
It was a circus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah,
that.
fair.
It was.
So he kind of just like meanders down the steps and rubs his shoulders, and he's kind of thinking to himself and says probably more to himself. He's like, I want some better armor. I think I'm gonna go try and find some.
That's fair.
Yeah, and so essentially that's what's on his mind right now. You know, whether that happens or not. So if there's a nearby armory or something like that, he just goes and looks for it.
Yeah, you can spend a good while. Excuse me. You can spend a good while, like roaming through the couple of city blocks directly across from you, and like the central plaza of Abbey-Brook. And you see that there are a multitude of shops. You've already been to the apothecary and the general goods that are like right across from where the square is. Now that's 9 o'clock. You're just coming right out the guild doors, and you see like there is life back into this town. Especially notable after how quiet it seemed the day after the incident with the carnival. It seems like life is returning to normal now that everything's kind of settled down. You can see a couple folks walking through, carrying items. You see a couple carts and horses walking through the streets. You do see that out in where the carnival was, it's been replaced. All of the tents and the attractions have been taken down, and in their stead, you see that there are multiple different, like a variety of colored, like neon colored tents, and a couple of people are just like off shouting their wares, mostly like produce and food and other food. As you walk through the streets, you're eventually able to see what appears to be some sort of smithy or weapon and armor shop.
Okay. Yeah, so Reese almost feels, just overwhelmed with all the choices to shop, and just wants to pragmatically get what he needs and possibly just go back and relax again. So,
Sure.
Yeah, like I guess he just he tries his typical like social, but he's too tired for it. He's like, "Hey, Smithy, Smithy, is it Smith? I'm sorry. Do you I need some armor that will do nicely over this chain. Is it a chain shirt that he has on? Right?
Chain shirt, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Just what do you have?
Cool. So you see like a somewhat meek man that's behind the counter. And as you enter the shop, you see directly before you, you just see tables in the room, and they have different kinds of armor shirts, tunics, as well as weapons, just like laying as if they're displayed on the table. And around the corner, off to the right, you see this rather like meek-looking man behind the counter who waves to you as you come in, and you walk over. You introduce yourselves, saying that you're looking for some new armor. And he just kind of scrunches up his nose, looks at you, and well, what kind of armor are you looking for there, bud? I guess you have a decent build on you. You looking for something lighter, something heavier? What do you...
Looking to protect yourself or deal some
or
damage?
deal some damage.
Was that like spiky armor? I don't know.
That'd be great.
Enchanted armor with Thorn's aura. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
ebony mail.
Oh, God.
Reese just says, well, any mail that'll help me deal with some unruly circuses. And then he realizes that the armorer may not even know what he's talking about, and he's like,
Can paladins wear plate, or would that be too cumbersome?
They should be able to.
Nope. They can.
I think
They're-
they're
They're proficient with
probably
heavy
ideal
armor.
for that kind of thing. I would think. I would have thought they were all over that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just wasn't sure if there was like a level restriction on it, or...
Nope. As long as you meet the like the attribute requirements, you're fine.
Yeah, I just say to him, I think I'm going for more like the heavier, like not too cumbersome, like nothing that, just kind of see more along the lines of like, if like, so there's middle ground and light and agile, and then there's like heavy like mech warrior style. Like I'm going for like leaning slightly from medium to heavier.
Gundam Paladin.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I love it. Just have like 5 different paladins form a group together, and they all have like the different
Oh,
mechas,
God.
and they become like a super paladin together. I'd love that. He takes a look at you, looks at the chain shirt that you're currently wearing. Okay, well, you're looking for something heavier. Well, let me... You can peruse what we've got on display here. Let me see if we have anything that's readily available. What do you have a budget in mind?
I was just gonna say, let me check.
How much did the mayor give us again? And did you put that on your sheet?
I put it
I
in
did,
for all of
right?
you.
I-
Dale?
Because I have 128 GP, and I definitely did not have that before, so like I'm
Yep.
assuming something
That's
happened.
it.
Yep, so I put it
Yeah.
in for all of you. It was a 500 total, 100 for each.
There we
Yep.
go. So I just say something within the 120 range, like maximum kind of thing.
In the 120 range. Okay. You hold on here one sec. I'll see the boss. And he
And
goes
just say to
through.
him, like, not saying I want to spend that much, but like that's how high we can go.
He does not pay you any attention. He's just bolting
Money.
out through the back door.
Like 100 gold is a lot.
It
Yeah,
really
you
is.
just
Reese
heard-
shakes his head like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said it like that."
Dude's like, okay, so like this is the kind of customer that you shut the store down to serve.
Yeah, told me they could sell him anything. Oh, $100. Okay, for armor, you says.
So you hear like his footsteps scuffle off to the back room as he like whips the door open and just slams closed behind him, behind the counter. You can take a look around the rest of the shop. And again, like there are like 5 or 6 tables that are all set up. They have a variety of different weapons and like clothing and armor on display. You can see there are some like finely designed war hammers, some great axes. You got this intricate longsword, a couple of like smaller like wooden bucklers. And you see like these nice like leather shirts, a couple of like greaves. Nothing in particular seems to be very heavy, looking like it's on the heavier side, until something that has a bit of dust on it. Like the gleam of the metal in the light like begins to like shine as you walk past one of the windows. You see there's just like a huge, large collection of dust over this
Oh.
like full body plate mail. It doesn't seem to be in the greatest condition, but you're thinking, okay, this is like a display piece. Maybe it just hasn't been touched up for a while. After a few minutes, the clerk behind the desk comes back. And he's kind of out of breath, just panting as he ran back from the other room. Oh, okay. Well, the boss said that he just finished a new piece a couple of days ago. I mean, it's not exactly around the 120 gold range, if that's okay with you.
It's not exactly in that range?
It's a little bit less. We're talking about
Oh,
roughly
yeah,
about
that's
90 gold here, he said.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Okay, it's just... one moment. Hey, yeah, boss. Yeah, he said he's gonna take it.
No.
For 90 freaking gold, it
I'm just
better
gonna
have-
take a look at it.
Better have like minimum 19 AC and like 3 enchantments on it or something.
Yeah.
Oof.
Risa actually kind of gets his better judgment, and he's like, "Get the boss out here. I'm about,
Well,
to, spend I'm about to spend a lot of money."
As he said that, like, he's gonna take it. You see this, like, burly dwarf just, like, bumble through the doorway. Like, there's, like, a slight, like, rumble with each of his footsteps. He's got, like, he's bald, has, like, this real thick, furrowed, like, gray brow, full, thick, silver beard that ends in, like, these complicated, knots.
Braids.
Mm-hmm.
Not braids, knots.
Not
Oh, just knots.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a difference there, yeah.
And in his hands, he's holding this set of chainmail. You can see, like, it doesn't look like anything special, but there is like a certain shimmer that like it gleams off in the light. And he
Mithril.
plops it down on the counter, motions for you to come over. Hey, so I hear you were the one who was looking for a little something.
All right, so at this point, Dale, there's a few things that we could do with this. So, because we're getting into negotiations and sales, right? So I have a charisma, I have persuasion, and then I also have an insight. We have to roll probably at least one of those while we do this.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure how that should work.
What are you looking at doing? I will let you know if the roll
Um,
needs to be made for anything you want to do.
So okay, so the goal is to see if there is any. Well, I'd like to be able to identify the mail, like maybe have some sort of knowledge.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah, I
like
mean,
to know. I'd like to know if there is any enchantment on it, and then finally I'd like to negotiate the price with him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just looking at it, like, you know that this is some like heavier armor. You see just like links of the different chains all together forms like a nice coat, and there like some I forgot what the waist bit is called, but it seems to be like a much sturdier than your chain shirt for now.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
Taking a look at it though, do you want to ask if there's an enchantment, or do you want to like just take an extra long look at it to figure out if you can tell?
Well, wait, what's divine sense? What is this?
I think that just detects if there are like deities nearby or
Oh, right.
I believe it senses creature types.
Right.
Ah,
So that's not
okay.
good. I mean, it is just not for right now.
there's a
okay.
demon in the armor.
There
Maybe we
could
should
be.
use
There
that on
could-
the header.
The irony of that is we joke about it, and then you watch. Dale will have that happen. And
Okay, but that literally
Jesus.
happened to me. That's why I have a patron now. I accidentally started multi-classing into Warlock because we didn't have divine sense before I picked up the head wraps.
I'm just thinking here. I guess. Yeah, Yeah, I guess because it's a big purchase. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions, and
Yeah.
but just let me know at what point I should roll any of those things. Like
Yeah.
if that
Absolutely will do.
changes anything. Okay. I just say so. Is there any enchantments or any other things like that I should know regarding this? Like who made it and what's its history?
I'm not really sure about the history. This
Oh, that
just
means it's good.
came in about, a week ago or so.
Oh.
I was just
Wait,
tasked
didn't-
to restore it. Came in kind of repair or out of in disrepair. A couple of the links were missing, but there isn't anything magical about it. I'm sorry to say, you would be hard pressed to find something of that quality for this price range, though.
Is this a situation, Dale, where I'd have to purchase and put it on before I have any idea how it'll improve my stats, or kind of like an RPG, can I kind of place the cursor over it and see
Yeah.
what it
So
does?
this is chainmail. This would give you a straight 16 to your AC.
So up by 2 currently. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
16 isn't bad.
Yeah,
It's not great, but it's not bad.
it's better than
I'm
anybody
not-
else in the party.
Yeah,
has
that's true.
right
I
now.
mean,
So the thing
my
to consider.
Barkskin spell will give someone 16 AC if that kind of gives you like a benchmark, and you would just have it naturally wearing that. So
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing to consider is also for like the different levels, and like where things will exponentially increase the higher level you are.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, like 16's like average.
Oh, that's true. But like a higher level paladin wearing decent armor, it'll be even more so, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm guessing we're getting pretty close to one of those advancements, like those tier advancements.
We could be.
Like, could be. I'm just not fully convinced yet. Because, that there could be some other armors, like down the road. Okay, so you just asked, like, well, what are you asking for it?
You're asking him what he's asking for it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I didn't really make the set. I just sort of put a couple new pieces into it. I mean, this will generally go for, say roughly 80, 90. Good set will go for 100 gold. I could let it go for maybe 75.
That's not bad.
That is good. I don't think I need to negotiate. That's not too bad.
I mean, I did just put this together a couple of days ago. I mean, all of our other heavier set armors are being kind of just taken off the shelf. So, I mean, you'd be pretty hard pressed to find anything better than this right now.
Can I place an order for one of those?
Yeah.
If
Can
you'd
do
like a custom set, I mean, we could negotiate that, but that would be a bit pricier. And I would say that is out of your 120 gold range, I'm afraid.
Okay. So how about this? He says to him, like, I like you. You seem like a good businessman. You're honest, and you obviously did a very nice quality restoring of this. I think I'm interested in holding out and getting you a real good purchase here. What do you think of this idea? Are you interested in any bartering? Is there any sort of like, I don't know if you've noticed my profession, but it's the type that not everyone necessarily has the opportunity to partake on their own and take care of things much needed for them. Is there any particular things that someone of my talents might be able to do for you in exchange for a major discount on the armor? On some tailored custom armor.
You one of them adventure types going from town to town?
Reese kind of pats his chest. He's like, "You got it."
All right, well, Mr. Hotshot, I'm sorry, I can't say I've ever heard of you before.
Oh,
Reese's shoulders slunk a little bit on
Savage.
hearing that.
damn.
But he keeps his
I
composure.
did have a bit of a scuffle, as it would seem. However, a couple weeks ago, we were supposed to have a shipment come in, but I never got the supplies. If you were able to find those supplies, I'd have no mind taking a quarter off the price as a solid thanks for your efforts.
Okay, I think I should roll either the persuasion or the charisma here, Dale, and I'm gonna say to him,
Is this
I'm
a
gonna
quarter
lean
in perpetuity or a quarter in like
the cost.
Quarter on the cost.
but like for everything in the store forever, or
specifically
just like this one transaction?
the one transaction.
for one
Okay.
transaction. So Reese leans in and he says, "This is exactly right up my alley." And he leans in and he says, "For 40% off."
Oh,
40. Go ahead, give me a persuasion.
Okay.
come on. You need your nat 22. This is your first roll of the year. Ah,
That's
damn.
With a 10, he begins to mull it over. I need those goods, but I need to make money. As much as I wish I could help you out, buddy, you can either take this set that I got for you right now, or you can try to find those goods. I can't go lower than a quarter off. I gotta keep the shop open.
Okay, so now Dale, I'm gonna go for more of a natural persuasion separate from the roll. I don't know if that can happen because we've already rolled for it, but I just go. I should add that an ordeal of this magnitude will require me to have my other friends help me out. Now I have no intention of charging any extra, and I'm gonna, I'm sure there'll be a way that I can make it worth their while in that sense, as our adventures often do. But does that, by any chance, change your perspective on our little arrangement? What about 30%?
Rolls it over again. Give me a persuasion. And this one's gonna be with disadvantage. It's gonna be a little bit harder.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now you're nat 20. Come on. Damn it.
Oh no, Reese, what's wrong with you today?
I've really got to keep the shop open. As much as I appreciate your friends coming in, I'm sure they're great. Gives you like this little wince. I can't go lower than 25% off, friend.
I feel personally attacked, but accurate.
Yeah.
Sure they're great. That's funny.
As somebody
Reese
who has
just,
worked in customer service, I spend a lot of money here. I'm sure you do.
Reese just gives him a nod, like an admirable nod among salesmen sort of thing, and he just says, "Well, I had to try. You got yourself a deal," and extends his hand out.
All right, he'll reach out with his like thick, muscular hand, just grip you hard, and you feel like a firm grasp that you haven't felt in quite a long
Firmly
time.
grasp it.
And just like yanks your arm back and forth, up and down before he removes his hands. All right, well, if you're able to find the goods, just bring them back here. I'll get working on that order directly for you. Whatever you need, within reason, of course.
Okay. And just say, like, now keep in mind, I'm looking for. Now, I guess we could kind of we should probably fast forward through this, I suppose, and just maybe later on we can discuss what that custom armor looks like. But then the other thing, I guess I just need to know the information, right? Like, what do you know? When did it happen?
Yep.
When
And
the
when
last...
like when you agree, when you finished shaking, he goes off into detail about the items that were taken.
Okay.
And you find out that they were being carted off from Grimseth a couple weeks back. And the crates will have his like shop insignia on it. It's got this like black iron anvil with a hammer like mid swing. It says, shoot, where did I put the name?
It's convenient how
Name,
everything
name, what's
revolves
his
around
name?
Grimsith lately.
Oh, where did I put it? Oh, good God. Yeah, it has the name of the
Like that
shop on it, and I'll
episode
get that later, not to
The
take too much
episode
time.
of SpongeBob where the inside his brain, like they're looking through the notes. Name. What's his name?
Also, is this filed with the guild accordingly, or will we get in shit for doing not guild work?
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
even know that was a thing in this.
he makes no mention of the guild.
Hmm.
Hasn't
Well, wait a
hasn't come up
minute.
at all.
Wait, are we not allowed to just like help people for? It's not even pay. It's just a discount. I didn't even ask about that. I didn't even. What
Although
deal
I don't know
the
if that
story
was
with
just a
that?
plot device to get everyone to work together, or
Yeah.
if it's a hard and fast rule.
That's a good question, though, Dale. What's the answer to that one? I'm kind of curious.
It's generally frowned upon to just, if posts are up at the guild and they're not taken care of by the folks who had requested them, it is like very much looked down upon.
Oh.
It's seen as like stealing your like guildmates' work from out under them.
Okay, but as long as it hasn't been placed request for the guild, then nobody cares.
And as
Right.
long
Okay.
we don't want to be viewed as scabs either, because this is like a union almost.
Essentially.
And
Oh,
correct, as
wow.
long as like there's been no like official work posted,
Yeah.
no
I just want some armor, dude. that's all this is about.
as
Not
long as
looking for
there
cheap
hasn't
work,
been
but-
any sort of work with the guild, nothing from the poster to like make any sort of arrangements. Odd jobs are all set to go.
Okay, can I just quickly ask him? Is like, have you by any chance made this posting with the guild, or are we all okay that way?
I haven't had the time to draft up any documents or bring it down over. I've still got some items here in the shops I can get by. It's just been a little difficult to make some new items, hence all the repair work, you see, as he
Reese just
brings up the changer.
Reese gives him a smile and just says, "It's probably for the best. Just remove the middleman." Tries to give him some assurance.
Now you speak my language, my boy.
Just make sure Matilda doesn't find out, or she'll murder us all.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Reese just says, "All right, and I'll be back shortly. Or talk to you soon with the material."
Fantastic.
And I guess I'll head back, and then that's probably a good time to switch to someone else. Eh?
Sure. In the meantime, let's head back over to Rayleigh. Said that you were able to find a good, like, 4 rabbits. You spent a couple hours, like, trying to track them as they were going through. They're, like, decent-sized rabbits, just all hopping through, like, the outskirts of the woods, in between some of the fields by the back of the outskirts of the farm. You have a decent haul.
Yeah, okay. So I'm assuming I got all those 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll just write it down as 4 rabbits and
Dwarfed by my 16 fish.
To be fair, fish are a lot easier to catch.
yeah, and I can get little fur off of it as well as the meat, so
True.
Maybe leather for like 2 wallets or something.
A squalet. But with a rabbit, so a rollet.
A rollet? Oh, I don't like it. I don't approve.
Like, it's not, you don't even skin the rabbits, like you don't do anything, like you just like gut them and like it's a rabbit that opens up and you put money in there.
Oh my god.
I don't.
Have you
Move-
never seen the squallet post?
Moving
It's a
on.
Squirrel.
Test.
I hate it here.
Anyways, moving on.
You guys have never seen the post about squallets. Okay. I see I am not
So-
among fellow cultured friends.
What else are you looking at doing, really? I'll say it's roughly like you spent a good couple hours out here in the forest. It's probably around like 11 o'clock now, coming up to noon.
Yeah, well then in that case I should probably head on back. I mean, if I see any deer on my way back for some reason, I'll take a shot at it, but otherwise I'll just be heading on.
Sure. You see like the occasional passerby just walking down, either to go to the farm, either to go down through the dirt path of the woods, eventually make your way back through the southern gates and find yourself back up.
Oh, also, I'm gonna store the rabbits in the bag of holding for now.
Sure.
Partially because I feel like they should last longer that way because there's no air there.
Sure. Sounds good. Now that you're back in town, is there anything else that you'd like to do?
Go over. I want to go shopping at some point to the general store.
Okay. To the general store. All right. To
Oh my
Farinir.
god, shopping.
Yeah. We'll say we're probably back over here. Oops. Where is? Cool. So roughly at this point, Reese, you'll be leaving the smithy. Rayleigh, you're coming up from the south, approaching the town square. And Gale, all this time, you have been in the guild, slowly finishing your meal. A couple of other folks have walked in and out the doors. You see a couple folks head off to the left to the library, sitting down in like the large, comfy recliners. A couple more folks approach where you are situated in the right-hand corner by the window overlooking the city streets. Is there anything in particular you'd like to be doing, or just continue to relax?
I guess there was something I wanted to inquire about at the jewelry store, but I'm not sure if it's better if like the rest of the party should be there or
I want to
not.
go there too, so
It was more about like the werewolf thing that hadn't been resolved since the first time we tried to go there, but like we were sidetracked with that mine mission.
right.
So basically the artist person and you know where that abandoned house was?
Yeah.
Apparently the alchemist said that the jewelry store owner knew something about it.
Right. Okay.
Because he got kidnapped, we never really got around to resolving it, and now we're kind of like 2 or 3 arcs later, and I'm not even sure if it's relevant anymore.
It's worth asking.
Okay. So, Sev, I mean, if you want to be back in the guild after your shipping venture, do you want to head down with,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Are you just shoving those fish in the bag of holding, or?
I mean, I had intended on drying them for jerky, but I put I can just go hang them up in my bedroom for that.
And you still have like the line across your window of just like fish.
Or like an
Fish.
ice box with like fish in it or something.
Putting the fish in the bag of holding. That can only go well. Like I reach in to get a potion out, and then there's just rotting fish guts in there because I didn't dry it out right.
Delicious.
That's what I'm saying. There probably won't be very much guts rotting in there because
There's
You
no
need
air.
air for rot to happen.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I still want to dry them on the line though. So yeah, I'll go hang them up, and then we can go.
Sure. You all make your way through the bustling crowd. You walk up to the like northern district, the upper district, and you can see that like you once again come to the like oddly shaped building. You see that there's like a big open sign in the window, and as you enter in, the little bell dings as you walk through, and you see the two familiar looking dwarves behind the counter just tinkering away.
Morning.
Hello there. Good morning. How are you all? How's your friend? The large one, the scaly one.
Oh, he's all right. He's resting up. We've been a bit busy. But we wanted to come in. Gestures to Gale to like bring out the little art piece.
Oh, yes.
You knew something about this.
I'll show the art piece, and I guess maybe the signature or whatever it was on it.
The A.
Yeah, the A.
Shortly, so Kuzel is currently the one who is like up in front at the counter who greeted you all, and he takes a look at the portrait, and this is the child, right?
The child, and I guess I'll just explain that we want to figure out who the artist is, or if you know the history about the subject, the house, or like even the person who drew it.
So he takes a look at the drawing, and he just kind of like looks down. I am somewhat familiar. This is from a long time ago. You see. There was a remarkable artist who lived on the edge of, well, I say edge. He was from town many years ago, and he kind of became a bit mad, a bit isolated in his old age. And he moved out into the woods. Most folks thought nothing of it. We simply thought, we had lost another artist to the mad wishes of creativity and freedom. But from time to time, he would come back in. He would go pick up his supplies, but wouldn't really stay in town at all. But when he would come back in, he would always bring these wonderful pieces. Whether it was some sort of drawing, painting, sketch. Sometimes he would bring these little pottery pieces that he would make. They were all fantastic. Until one day he just stopped coming back. We thought nothing.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this is 10 years ago, maybe?
Okay. What is his name? Like, we couldn't help but notice the signature, but like there was no name attached to it. It's just the first letter, perhaps?
The only... If you forgive me, I only remember his first name. It was Amadean.
Okay. Interesting. Well, that's helpful. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. Please continue.
Oh, no worries. Is there some sort of issue that's come
No,
up?
while adventuring, we came upon the cottage seeking shelter, and we came across this portrait and wanted to learn more about it. We also suspect there might be some kind of potential lycanthropy, and thought maybe he might have been somewhat associated with it, but I imagine that's a bit of a stretch to ask a jewelry shop owner. So, like, I apologize, but we were just curious to learn about the history of who this person was.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all. Well, all I was gonna say is that roughly about 10 years ago, I believe, one day he just stopped coming to town. We all thought nothing of it. Thought it was just one of the long stretches before we'd see him again. But then we had never seen him again. And when we went out to go search the rough area where we believed he had stayed, it seemed that his cottage, as you had put it, had been abandoned.
More recently, it looks like someone had ransacked it, but I don't know if that was just more recent history, or if... Was it completely abandoned, or did it look like there was a struggle at that time?
It didn't look like there was a struggle from what I've heard. It just seemed that folks were trying to see if he was still there, see if there was any sign that he had left or packed his things in search of a new start somewhere else.
But nobody found a body or evidence of him being deceased.
No, none at all. As far as we were concerned, he had just packed up and moved.
Interesting. Okay. Either way, thank you for your time, and sorry for bringing this to your attention and having sort of disturbing memories come up, but we just kind of wanted to get to the bottom of this just because it kind of seemed interesting. But either way, pleasant day to you, and thank you for your time. If we need jewelry, we'll surely come back.
Oh, absolutely. Come right back anytime you need. So excuse me, for your friends, fidgets a little bit underneath his counter. Your friend, the tall one, he had said that he wanted something made, and we had a bit of an emergency the other day, and we had to close our shop early. I'm not sure if you would have come in then, but we had finished it the morning of yesterday. We hadn't seen it. If you wouldn't mind taking this to them?
Sure, and I assume it's already been paid for and everything?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Cheers. We can get that to him.
And he hands
I
over.
examine the object, and what is it exactly again? Like, I wouldn't have known anyway, but like, I'm just kind of curious.
It's a pendant that was made from the emerald that Jimprax had won from the rock candy.
Okay, I examine it closely and commit it to memory for the locate object spell. Which
Okay.
reminds me, I'll want to do that for everyone.
Yes.
Sure.
Though it'd probably be more useful to use our guild badges for that.
I'd say that that was something that you could have done as well. We're retiring the previous night.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. And if Hemlock has like a little collar or something,
Yeah,
I'll
we
use
gotta
that.
get him a collar.
Yeah, I don't think he has anything yet.
Nope, not yet.
Well,
Okay.
we can fix
Shopping
that.
list. Or like a little like
That was
custom
actually
racer
what I
or
was
something.
asking about the guild badge, is I was going to attach it to him.
Ah,
Actually, yeah. Do animals of like hunters get like guild identification too, or
They could. Like
We
really
could
when you were
ask.
looking behind when you were leading Locke over to the like the shelters behind the guild. You saw that there were other animals that were there and they all had like collars or some sort of like signifier on them.
sweet.
okay.
So now if you guys get lost, I can at least make an effort to try and find you as long as you aren't like miles and miles away.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. All right then.
All right, is there anything,
Hooray.
anything else you two would like to do here?
No.
I'm
I
good.
guess I turn to him and say thank you again for your time. It's very enlightening. Although I'll commit the Asmodean memory or name to memory, I guess it was, or
Yeah.
Sure.
or Asmodean. What was it?
Amadean.
Amadean.
Okay.
I'll make a
I'm-
note of maybe looking through town records or something to see if I can pull up history later. But
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so
Mm.
from here, I'll say with Rayleigh and Reese both coming back at roughly the same time, say that you're all meeting in like the central town area.
Yeah, I do want to go to the general store, though.
Same.
Sure.
color is a priority.
So I mean,
yeah,
so
and ink and stuff.
I'll say, I mean, with everything that's going on, all four of you, yeah, sure.
Yeah. We'll just
Bumbling
run into each
down.
other.
What is
Let's go
time?
shopping.
Who cares?
Time for shopping. So, I don't know about you guys, but I go to the general goods store. I'm thinking of getting some things to put a new spell in my book.
I want to pick up some extra traps.
Good idea.
Cool.
I probably could use some new leather armor. Would that be at the general store, or would that more be like the Smithy's Alley?
It could be either. You might
Let's
find
go to the general store then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reese, you
So I want to
want
get my AC up to at least like 13 or 14 because I am so freaking squishy.
Yeah.
And I can't
Really-
always rely on bark skin. Like,
Yeah.
Did you want to tag along as well, Reese?
boop, you're muted. Race. Race.
Sorry, I was just doing dishes. Yeah, I'll come along for sure.
No worries. All right, so you all can make your way over to the shore, and you see to the store. You all see Farinir behind the counter. A little like bell dings as the door opens. And he just sees all of you guys. Kind of rolls his eyes a bit, shakes his head, and greets all with a smile.
So I am just gonna walk straight up to the counter. I'm going to dig out 100 gold, set it on the counter. I need ink.
You would like 100 gold worth of ink?
Yes.
Gale face palms.
I could get you maybe 10 gold's worth of ink, if that would suffice.
For now, do you know where I could get any more?
I mean, just around the corner, we do have a bookstore. I'm sure they carry all sort of...
Bookstore! There's a bookstore! Sev is like losing her shit right now. There's a bookstore in this town and I didn't even know it! Oh my god, there's a bookstore! You have a bookstore in your town! Take the 10
Turn to
gold!
Rayleigh and ask if he has some sort of tranquilizer arrow.
No, unfortunately not.
I'm gonna quickly like take the 10 gold, like, and like take the other 90, slam it down. I need that ink now. I need to get to the bookstore.
You can just head around the corner. It's the next building
Gale
down.
is like completely flabbergasted at like this complete turnaround of like her behavior. Like, whoa.
I mean, have you noticed that like she pretty much always has her nose in a book when she doesn't need to pay attention to things?
Well, that's true, and like I've been around you when you wanted to nerd out the books, but like, whoa.
Like this isn't just like, oh, it's books. Like, no, these are new books because I've not seen these books. These aren't just. This isn't just the library at the guild. Like, yes, I did have this same moment when I saw the guild library, but you weren't there for it.
Okay, all right. Then
Oh.
it's just as shocking to me either
Yes.
way.
Yes. So she is going to take her ink, her 10 gold worth of ink, and she is booking it over to the bookstore.
Booking it.
Clever. Very
So
clever.
did you just buy like the equivalent of like a paint bucket full of ink? Like,
Did I even get my pen?
Yeah, I would assume.
and probably like purple royal colored ink
Yeah.
is like it's 10 freaking gold.
I mean, I would hope so, since that like purple's my whole thing.
Well, I mean, as you like slam the gold on the table, he comes back and produces this like large glass container. It's like, I don't know, maybe like a gallon of ink, and it's just like your normal black ink that you see. This is everything that we have here in the shop. We don't often get requests for just.
Thank you so much. Just takes it and then like. You have never seen Sev run this fast before. Like, I don't run ever. Like,
Alright,
she is.
You go ahead and grab it. You stuff it into your bag, and you just rush out the door down the side of the building. You are out of the shop. The second you leave, Farnir just sighs.
Shocked as you are.
The rest of you, what can I do for you?
I'm here today for some leather armor.
Okay, all right. We might have a couple outfits to suit you. Is there a quality you're looking for? Are you looking for entire body? Are you looking for some bracers?
I'm thinking full body, maybe some bracers on top of it. Out of game, I mean, whatever at least +2 or 3 AC would translate to.
Let's see here.
I do want to invest in this because I don't want to like die in 2 hits.
Yeah, sure. All right. And
if there's anything magical, I mean, that would be great, but I imagine that might be out of my price range. But, like, still, I'll ask anyway.
And he responds that, unfortunately, this is just a general goods shop. He does not have the means or the application to sell any sort of magical items.
Oh, well. Improvement's an improvement, and I'll just see what you got.
All right, the other two. What would you like to look into?
Okay, so I come over to him and I say that I need, I came here because I need more traps. The cow traps I bought earlier are great, but I'm looking for more of those and something's different. So I need cow traps, ball bearings, and hunting traps if you've got them.
All right.
Doggy collar.
Yeah, that is something we need too.
Okay. How much of each do you want? We'll say the collar is going to be about a gold.
Remind me how much the hunting traps are.
The trap comes to about 5 gold per.
Okay, so let's get 2 hunting traps, 5 ball bearings, and 5 caltrops.
And is a hunting trap basically like a glorified bear trap, or like?
Yeah, it is a bear trap
Yeah.
essentially.
Who thought I needed my
And I just
calculator open for
realized-
this?
There's one more thing I want to get to actually.
Okay.
Dale with his fantasy till.
If he has
After I'm scared.
nets, getting a couple nets would probably be good.
Sure. How many nets do you want?
Maybe just 3.
3? Okay. So that'll be a gold per net.
And I'll take 2 because I want fishnets and feel like a beautiful woman.
Yeah, sir, I believe you might. I don't mean to judge anyone's interests or
Full of
hobbies,
surprises.
but I believe you, sir, might be in the wrong shop. We don't deal
I
with.
don't say that in game. Oh my god.
What else did you want? Really? How many caltrops?
Yeah, so I want 5 bags of caltrops, 5 bags of ball bearings. I got a calculator over here too because I'm realizing this is a lot.
Cool. I'm currently at 23 gold for everything.
Okay, so that would be there's 10 gold for the 10
So it
gold
breaks
for
down-
the 2 hunting traps.
Yep.
3 gold for the
For the nets,
nets.
and then 5 gold for the caltrops and the ball bearings, respectively.
Okay, so another. Okay, got it. So that would be 23.
Yep.
Okay. And how much for the collar for lock again?
The collar came to a gold.
Okay, so that's 24 then.
Yep.
Okay, I hand him over 24 gold and thank him for all his help.
Pleasure doing business with you, friend. Those arrows coming in handy for you?
Very much, yes.
You in need of any more special items?
You know what? Absolutely, that sounds great.
How many arrows are you at? How many did you use against the Dryad?
Give me a moment. Because they are not with the other arrows. It looks like I've only got 2 fire arrows left.
Did you want to go with the another order of the fire arrows?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's a good call. Those came in real fucking handy.
Oh, yes, they did.
Sure. Do you want to go for
Second,
a set of 5 again?
How much was it for 5?
If I remember right, it was a gold per, so 5 gold for a pack of 5.
You know what? Let's go
Oh.
ahead and go with 10 then.
Yeah.
10? Okay. So that'll be an extra 10 gold on top, and you'll get your order in for the new set of arrows from a supplier.
That sounds great.
All right.
Okay.
And I'll shift his attention over to Reese now. And for you, sir, is there anything you'll be needing with your friends here?
I'm not really, like, no, there might be things that would have come in handy if I had known it was there. You know, like what typical things are at a general store. You know,
Traps, rope, oil, like any sort of,
Gear.
so none of us has any rope right now.
Oh, we have plenty of. We have
Okay.
rope. We have chain. We have just about.
What's up,
Yeah.
Bubs?
Is there
Hope
any
today's
kind
going well
of
for you.
like healing herbs or ingredients or like first aid type stuff?
That would be the apothecary.
There is like a first
Oh.
aid,
Oh, right.
like a medical kit, but there's no sort of like potions or any other like healing salves or anything.
Is the medical kit like any good, or is it not going to be particularly?
So it's what you would use to like stitch up battlefield wounds, to try and like stabilize people who are on the verge of death.
How
I'm back.
much is that?
How much is it?
Mm-hmm.
It comes to 5 gold.
Oh, I'll take it.
Not a bad
for sure.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be nice to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So he'll bring you over the healer's kit. All right, so this has got a couple of packs of bandages. It's got like a whole like sewing kit in it. It's got like starts going over the different uses that would have to try and treat folks out on the road. Would you like to have any sort of like extra bandages with this? What all?
Any extra bandages? Well, it depends on how much more, I guess.
Oh well, for a roll of bandages, it just comes to measly 2 silver.
Yeah.
And better you have more than not enough when you need it, right?
No, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say you can't con a con man, but he's not really conning it. Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. So I'll be 5 gold and 2 silver for the
Alrighty.
healer kit and extra bandages.
I'm not getting my big purchase till later anyway, so might as well get something.
All right. And that'll bring us over to you, Gale. So
Yes.
he directs you over to like the back end of the shop near some of the stairs leading upwards to the room that I believe most of you are familiar with at one point in time.
Lol.
There are a couple different sets of like lighter end armors and like different like protective gear. I can see that there is a mishmash of some padded leather and studded leather armor.
Studded leather is decent.
Okay. I'll look at the studded leather.
Sure. You pick it up. You see like it's some like nicely tanned and fitted leather pieces that are all like attached together on a band for like ease of travel and carry.
Okay.
Got some like studs that just peek out over the chest piece along like the shoulder pauldrons. And the Farnir's gonna go off into like this whole big spiel about how he had come in to collect this piece and it once belonged to a fine adventurer off at the guild, and just go off into this long-winded story to come and loop back around. So that's why we're giving this little beauty away for about 60 gold.
Okay. How much AC will it give me? And does it come with matching bracers?
Comes with bracers that like fit right along the wrist up to like the forearm. Good for
I
like
want to say it's like 13 plus dex.
it's good for they're similar to like archery bracers protecting the like for the inner forearm. The AC comes to 12 plus dex.
12 plus dex. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well,
I'm having technical difficulties. I might need a moment.
No worries.
So that'll put me up 1 point, and
that's
well, no
that's really
dexterity.
that's probably the best you're gonna get for now. In terms of, I mean, you can outwear medium, I'm assuming, and
I like to
without having...
wear medium.
Oh, you can wear medium. Okay.
Is chainmail considered medium, or is that where it starts getting heavy?
I think is
Chain
medium.
mail is heavy.
Oh, is it?
A chain shirt
Or chain
is
shirt
medium.
There's half plate.
Chain is going to be metal, though, which is something that druids typically don't wear.
Okay, fair.
I don't know
Well,
about other medium. I've only ever worn plate or chain shirt. So
As he senses your like hesitancy, he's just gonna ask, is this not enough? I know it's seen some weathered days. It might not be in the best condition. I apologize for that, but it's got several stories with it. Not more than enough makes up for the price. Is there some sort of problem?
Out of game, it's just really me not sure if I can do better or if this is kind of as good as it's going to get for like leather armor at our level.
So studded leather is the highest quality of light armor.
of light, yeah.
Okay, so I guess I can't do much better then.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll pass because it's really just one, and I
One.
don't have like a dexterity modifier because it's neutral.
Yeah.
Thanks, but I think I'm good for now.
What's a
think I'll-
dexterity modifier? Okay, you keep your fancy words. I'm sorry that the stories here aren't good enough for you,
Maybe
but if you need anything else, let me know.
I wasn't saying that in game. Oh my god.
All right.
So I was trying to put the stuff on my screen, and I put my character sheet, and it moved off screen, and then I couldn't move it back. And so now I'm trying to convince my computer to open up Firefox again, and it's being stubborn.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's fine. We can take a bit of a quick break if we need to.
Breaky break.
Cool.
I mean, as long as I don't need to roll, I think we're fine.
Sure. Yeah, just see what can happen on your end. We can work with it. Not a problem.
For now, I'll depend on Barkskin, I think.
Oof. How's your day going, Bubs? Hope it's treating you well. Hope the new year's treating you well. Hope the family's doing okay. Right. Really curious what y'all are going to get into after our shopping adventure. Kev, so I want to say that in the Discord, I had pinned a message. Never mind, I did not do this. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna link you to some stuff. What is really nice. Should be able to find it on Roll20. To have like a general idea of like general goods and just like mundane items that you can find if there's anything that strikes your fancy.
Okay, anything in terms of what? What is it?
Just like mundane items, like anything you find at a general goods store.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Where did you send that? I don't see it.
I'm gonna send that over to on Discord.
Yeah.
There we go. That should work out. All right, this is gonna have. Oh, this is gonna be every. Oh, because this is directly from D&D Beyond. So this is gonna have a whole lot of stuff. You're not gonna be able to find everything here, but you'll have like a general idea. What the fuck is going on with my phone? Jesus.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, there was something. Remember we got that healing ability,
Mm-hmm.
but it required some kind of a flower or a plant or something. I'm gonna look that up again.
Yeah, if you want to take a look through the spells, if there's anything that you need to cast the spell, I can try to pick it up.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. For some reason I left Cyndrus Roll20 things, so I just gotta get back in. Okay. Did you guys hear the backstory to Reese's last name? I just think it's hilarious.
No.
So, way back when I was creating my character, we were coming up with names, and Dale's like, "So, what's his last name?" I'm just terrible with names, you know. So this is a real story to celebrate Dale's creativity, because I'm trying to come up with a last name, and I'm looking around my table, and there's a bag of oatmeal on the table, and so I think I go to Dale and I say something like so I'm looking around and I see oatmeal, and Dale's like, "Oh, okay, so your last name can be Oathmail." I just thought that was great.
Yep.
So if you look at his name there, it's Oathmail. I just thought that was pretty funny.
Yep. I thought that was so fitting considering you're the paladin. It's like, well, paladins
Oath and
get their
mail,
get their powers from oaths. It works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. So is it lay of hands? Hold on. Where is it?
Yeah, so lay on hands would be your like innate
That one's okay.
class healing.
There's
Well, I guess other people.
what is it called? Cure wounds?
Cure wounds would be a healing spell. Yeah.
That's the one where I would need to. Where was this menu where we?
So it'd be from if you were going to your character sheet, and you clicked on the right below where you see your experience points. There are 3 different buttons: core, bio, spells. You click on spells, we'll direct you over to where you can see your spells. When you hover over one, you'll see 2 icons pop up. You'll see like a comment bubble and an eye. If you take a look at the eye,
Okay.
So for cure wounds, there are no physical like material components you need, so you can just do it whenever you want.
You just gotta touch them.
Yep.
You remember the thing we were looking at, and I could have sworn I ended up picking it.
Was it lay on hands?
Let's see.
Look at this though. Sanctuary. Creature. What's this? I do have sanctuary already.
Yep.
Huh.
Interesting. Anyway, you need a small silver mirror for that.
Yep. But for any of the components that are listed there that don't have a gold cost associated with them, you don't need to worry about having them like that one item on you, because that's what you use your medium for spellcasting for. But if it were to say like a gold or a silver mirror that costs like 25 gold, then you need to go out of your way to try to get that mirror.
Okay, because for example, what am I looking here? Protection from evil. It says it needs holy water or powdered silver and iron.
Holy water. Now that was the one item that would be nice for us to have for me to do rituals, like for funeral rites.
Oh well, we could really use that then.
So
Where do
now
you
I
get
know
that?
that there is some sort of spell that I think paladins could take that babe, I don't remember if I know you figured out like what spell it is needed to make holy water. I don't remember.
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head, because there was something. I think originally it was just bless, and then you use bless
Maybe
as like a ritual
Ironically-
and spend time to do it. But then I think with Xanathar's, they changed it to a specific ritual spell.
Yeah.
Plus needs holy
I
water
think
too, so I
paladins
should definitely
have.
get my hands on that.
Well, I
Well,
think it's really funny because Fog, the death cleric that hasn't shown up yet, has bless, and they are not here, and they cannot help us.
So, I mean, again, like the holy water that's listed for the component does not have a gold cost to it that is listed. So you don't specifically need that item. It is
Alright,
only
well,
if
Dale,
it
how about-
lists a gold cost associated with that item.
Okay, but that then leads to the question, if I'm using that same item for the funeral rites, why does it then cost the 25 gold to buy it?
Because you need to buy it. Casting a spell is different than performing just the straight ritual. That is not a spell.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so what we could do, Dale, is like we could maybe search that later. Like one of us can find it, and if
Yeah.
we do find that I picked something where I need that flower thing that I'm thinking, we can just say we bought it here, deduct the gold or whatever, you know, and
Sure,
if he
yeah.
has it at all, and go from there. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
But other than that, I think that's kind of it for now. I mean, there's quite a bit here. Hmm,
Yep, no
there's
worries.
a lot here. Yeah, I'll maybe even take a look at them. Maybe we can do that too. Just if I do find something, maybe just in the off game we can purchase
Yeah.
it. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely open for that.
Okay. Ooh, excuse me.
So to further explain, so spellcasting can get kind of wonky. When there are components that are listed, it is assumed that either you have a component pouch that has the items that are needed, the material items that are needed. You use your like arcane or spellcasting item. For Sev, that'd be the tome. For Gale, it'd be your staff. For Rayleigh, it'd be your pouch. And for Reese, it would be your holy symbol. For any component that does not have a direct gold cost associated with it, i.e.,
Okay.
a rose worth, like, I don't know, or a gilded acorn worth at least 200 GP, it is assumed that your...
Honey, it's a fucking acorn.
It is assumed that your, like, spellcasting item takes the place of you using that material. When it does have a specific gold cost associated, you would need to have that particular item in conjunction with your, like, spellcasting item. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Cool. All right, so we all good to head on?
Move over to Sev going feral in the bookstore.
Sure, sounds good. So yeah, as you roll through the doors of the bookstore, as you just rush out of everything far near, you're greeted to a very slow sight. You see that there is a fire going in the fireplace off to your right. You've got a couple of like these recliners that are a few feet away from it with a like end table set between them, a couple of stack of books on the table. And directly off to your left is this older gentleman who just lazily looks up from his Cyndrus at the desk over to you as you just bumble right in.
I have been looking all over for you.
All right, calm down there. Miss, I'm sure we can get this all sorted out for you.
I am so happy I have found you.
Please. These old ears ain't what they used to be. Please quiet down.
I'm just gonna then message to him, I love books.
I think it'd be better if you go now.
I'm then going to pull out.
Shut down.
I am going to pull out 90 gold. I have money.
That's nice. And I would much prefer not to be bothered unless I need the guard. Could you please remove yourselves from my property?
Oh, no.
Unless you are going to heed and quiet down, I'd appreciate it.
I just love books so much.
Yes, and you've come to the right place. We have many books here, but they all prefer their solitude. They all prefer their solace and the quiet.
Haven't you ever been to a library? I mean, good God.
I will whisper gently to them and take care of them. I just want to just look around for a moment. I'll be gentle.
Take your time. And like hobbles back off to his chair behind the counter and sits back down, flips through the book that was open. Before you, like along all the walls, it's roughly, I mean, it's a small shop. It's like 15 by 15 feet, 15 by 20 feet. Along the walls, broken by windows to the outside, you just see rows and rows and rows and rows of books. On the like direct wall across from the doorway, you see that there is there is a section that is dedicated towards like empty books, empty journals, bags, as well as different quills and ink and like ink holders, anything you would need to start writing or copying things down.
Fantastic. Well, I want to look around at the books themselves.
Sure.
Like, I want to see like if there's just what sort of magic-y stuff there might be.
There is absolutely no magical stuff here.
No magic stuff.
These are all like
well,
books of fiction, historical books, self-help books.
Okay. I am then going to go into the fiction section.
Okay.
I'll browse any histories of Abbey Brook that might be around, and if there's anything on Amadean, I'll keep an eye out in particular for that.
Sure. Everyone else will like want to come. So assuming like you're all done with Farnir, you want to come over to the bookstore too?
I kind of assumed
Yeah,
we
that's
were
good.
based on you saying like we were all about to be kicked out.
No, that was the Sev, because she went over to the bookstore.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought we were all there at that point, but I guess I'll wave goodbye to Farinir and follow the screeching of excitement over books.
You just hear like a shouting like reverb through the alleyway directly across the pavement from you.
Alerting the guard and frightening small children.
I mean, as you're like walking over, like leading Rayleigh and Reese over, like you do see a couple of folks that are like walking down the sidewalk, and like Owen just like grabs her child, and, like scoots her back a little bit, and they like so they're walking. Can I get my? Yeah. So like they're coming down this way, across the sidewalk. The woman begins to like just hear the shouting coming from the building in front of her. So she just directs her child to start walking down the alley instead of rounding the corner.
Books. Child, it is good to be enthusiastic about reading, but do not emulate that. Mom, are we gonna die? I'm afraid we will, child.
This town is cursed, I tell you. Every day something happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, the rest of you can like find your way in the bookkeep looks just again like Hazley just looks up at you with like this lazy face. Just nods as you enter in and look around.
Okay. Yeah, you're just gonna find me like being like very excited over some sort of fiction book.
Sure. What's the book? What's it about?
It is the story of a triumph over evil.
Noble.
A triumph over It's essentially like a sort of Robin Hood story where the evil, greedy king gets has his entire treasury stolen by some noble thieves who want to help the poor.
Okay.
And eventually, the king tries to go track them down and ends up, the thieves are about to be caught when they run into a mysterious stranger. And the stranger said, "You go, I will cover you." And the stranger does a big display of magic, and it's a cliffhanger.
Ah, so there's a part 2. Okay.
There's a part 2, and Sev is frustrated that she cannot find the part 2 anywhere.
It's always, you got like the part 1, you got the part 3, but you just can't find the part 2. The part 2 is like a
Yep.
limited run that only like
Yep.
select collectors stores actually have.
That is
Yeah.
exactly, yep.
Sure. So like you're
So-
looking for, like you're looking through the fiction section trying to see if they have this part 2 and you're not able to find it.
I'm gonna bring the part 1 up to the man. Would you happen to have the second part to this book? I want to buy it. It sounds like a lovely story, but I can't seem to find the part 2.
Oh, it is a lovely, lovely story indeed. I did just run out of my last copy about a couple of days ago. I'm so sorry.
I suppose I can. I mean, I still need to read the first one, that is. So, I will keep my eye out for it. So I do want to get this book, and just like takes like the massive like essentially like handful of supplies for the book copying, and this.
Okay, a bit interested in writing as well, aren't we?
Oh, I do a bit of writing myself.
I can always respect that. We need more writers in this world. Glad to have you aboard after our misunderstanding. we'll say. I see that you did bring up our highest collection of ink. We'll have to get a replacement. All of this will total around, with the book, highest ink, we'll say roughly around 93 gold.
You can have it.
He takes all the gold. You just like lump it down like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stack 1. You just push it toward him. He'll get
So
you.
Are these reagents for like some high level spell you want soonish, or?
Oh, I already have the spell. I just need to copy it into my book. I can't. You remember the Knoll? He had his own book that I've been carrying, and there's a spell in there that I think I could manage to cast, but I need to practice with the notation a bit.
No, I understand. I guess I'll
Meanwhile-
continue rifling through the history books and Cyndrus points of interest kind of books, and I guess if they have like introductory like alchemy or like other trades, I'll look into those as well.
Sure. He also said there are a couple of like there's definitely an assortment of like self-help books towards various different skills. So there's like a rough like beginner's guide to alchemy that you can find.
Yep.
There isn't really anything.
Or even just along those lines, like maybe not smithing and stuff, but like alchemy, herbalism, and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's definitely like a book regarding like the nature of like essentially it's like a dummy's guide to alchemy, where it's going over like the base nature of the different components, how they interact with each other for some very simple recipes, and how to like make them and craft them and begin.
Okay. And so alchemy, herbalism, and like anything that like I guess the guild library wouldn't have, kind of thing. Like that's mostly what I'd be looking out for.
Yeah, so the rest of what you see is almost entirely like what the guild library would have, especially regarding like the history of Cyndrus, and like the surrounding areas, like notable points. They're like different, basically magazines, or like almanacs regarding like weather of the year, sights to see, the calendar, etc.
Would the guild also have that alchemy book, or would that be something I'd have to like buy essentially?
It would be something you'd have to pick up. You didn't see it when you were perusing through the guild.
Then I will buy it.
Sure. Bring it up to the old man, and rings you up, runs you about 2 gold.
Pay 2 gold. That sounds like a steal to me.
Sure.
Sweet, thank you.
Oh, not a problem from one old soul to another.
I kind of muttered to myself, old, I'm like 35.
Okay, just curious. Would there be any frowned upon to casting Mage Hand in the store to hold a book while you read it?
I love it.
You could find out if you wanted to test the waters.
Sev would definitely be excited. at
You know
some-
what? Sure. Let's do that.
Maybe if you bought it, but like, imagine if something went wrong with the spell and like the hand just dissolved, or I don't know, like fucked up the book somehow.
It can only carry 10 pounds, so it'll probably
Well,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, but like, I could just imagine like, floating book.
All right, so you go ahead and cast Mage Hand. A little spectral hand pops up. What do you want? What are you looking to do with it?
I'm looking at using it to hold this book on local wildlife that I found open while I read it.
Okay, sure. So the self-help books and like the local information are like along the same wall where the counter is, along the left-hand side of the entryway. So I guess on the map you'd be on the right-hand side. And as the old man finishes up ringing up Gale, he just takes a look around, sees you with the mage hand holding the book open in front of you, and you hear a chair begin to like scoot backwards against the wood. You just hear the old man's voice. Stop! This is a bookshop, not a library.
Oh, what?
Okay, so I take the
happened?
book from the mage hand and dispel it then, and put it
Oh,
and close it and hold it.
really? Did you do that?
Yeah, I thought. I don't know.
Oh,
Speaking of which,
you're
kind of thinking about the
very
alchemy book I have,
good spells.
I'd
Yeah,
like to look
keep
up any
Pat him
sort
on the
of
back.
like health related books, maybe stuff on diseases and stuff, sort of thinking about my backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's-
could definitely find a couple
But
of
again,
books.
like stuff that I wouldn't be able to find in the guild library, let's say.
Yeah, then in that case, it all would be readily available in the
Okay.
in the guild library.
In that case, I'll just do research when I'm there. But like,
Sure.
I'm happy with my alchemy book. Maybe I can become an alchemist.
Sure.
That's an apology. I'm gonna walk over and buy the book so that he doesn't complain anymore.
Sure. What kind of book was it again? The local wildlife?
Yeah, it's local wildlife guide.
Begins the. He'll. As we're walking in,
Swear to
you
God,
saw.
we're gonna piss off all the townsfolk and like store clerks in this
I
town.
love it.
So as you walked in, you saw that like the old man's face was like just very serene, very calm, and he was just like tenderly taking care of the shop, looking over his book as you all walked in. But after he had spotted you just reading through the book, just flipping page after page, going through it, he has like this cross stare at you, and it's just like a little bit of like a popping in his forehead. Please, I appreciate that you pick the book up, but my business is run on the information that is contained between the pages. And though I would love to, I can't give away that information for free.
Oh, we're paying customers. No worries.
Yeah, how much for the book?
This will run you about... Looks over, checks his list on the table, cross-references the category and the type. It'll be about a gold and 5 silver.
Okay, sure. I go ahead and give him 2 gold as an apology and tell him to keep the change.
This doesn't change anything, young man, but I appreciate the gesture.
He's still gonna keep the money, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he pockets
I
it.
mean, that was the intention.
Like he just like slides it into a drawer under the counter, and like just continues smiling at you. Really?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and head on out and just read outside while I wait for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah. Sev will be like probably just parked like somewhere good to sit, like already starting to read the new book.
All right. Well, you all can, if no one else wants to do anything in the bookshop, you all can head off outside. It's roughly about noon now. It's about midday. The rest of the day is ready for you. Whatever you'd like to spend off doing, you could all do your own activities.
Oh, I'm going back. I'm going back to my room. I'm gonna get started on this this copy and spell.
Sure. So, just gonna say, like, you all can go off to your own activities. The mayor did want to speak with you when possible. Like, whatever you want to do up to then.
Okay, I'd like to give the collar to Locke, which I'm assuming has just been sitting outside the store, as I have a feeling that bringing a wolf into a bookstore probably would have been frowned upon.
I figured he might have been stable this whole time, but
Yeah. Well, no,
Yeah,
he took him out to hunt. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, Locke has just been, like, patiently sitting outside the door of each shop that you've been to so far, just, like, looking around at all the different faces and all the different people that are just walking by.
And I'll get a close look at the collar so that I can locate object and be familiar with it.
Sure. It's just like a simple, like, strap of leather that's been fitted with a bit of a snap.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, the day is
Alright.
yours. What do y'all want to do?
I'd like to go back to my room for a little bit just to prepare the rabbit so that I can make it into. I'll give lock some of a raw meat later and prepare some of the rest for jerky and rabbit hides.
No.
Sure.
And I guess there wasn't anything about Emmadine in the shop?
There was not.
Okay. So what will I do? Well, I got my alchemy book, but I doubt it will be immediately useful unless I, like, know what supplies to pick up. Like, does it basically say, you know, you need, like, a Bunsen burner, or, like, whatever the equivalent is, and, like, what supplies you need to get started, sort of thing, or...
Yeah, it has a couple of different concoctions. One would require it to be like boiled over some sort of heat source, as well as like a different variety of different liquids to put together. A couple are just like a mortar and pestle to create some sort of like powder. Feed it into the liquid salve, and then they'll have different effects.
Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind for later, because I imagine you'll want to work on that.
Yeah, I will need to work on that.
Okay. They'll probably need a boatload of money.
Well, we're in the market for that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were big spenders today, so we'll need more money. Maybe I'll just go to the... Kitty. Maybe I will go to the pub where Jinprax is likely playing a show right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Dale, how
What's
many
up?
pieces of jerky do you think I can get out of a rabbit?
I'm gonna say 2 per. So
Okay, so I'm going to write it down as I have 4 pieces of jerky and I've given the other 2 rabbits to log.
so that would be 8 total. So
Yeah,
6
but
minus the right. So 6 minus the one that you gave to Locke.
Oh, I was going to give them 2. So
Oh,
I
2.
was going to
Okay,
give them meat from 2 and
Gotcha.
keep hides.
I thought it was just the one. Okay, so yeah, 4 hides, then the 4 jerky.
Yeah.
Okay. And Reese, what do you want to do?
Honestly, nothing particularly is coming to mind. I think I'm kind of all good in terms of purchases and stuff.
Okay, sure. We'll say you just like enter back to the guild hall to recoup for a bit. You can go down to like the training quarters down the hall and just like practice whatever you want to work with. Maybe
That'd
think
be a good
about
idea, yeah. If he's thinking about going to find that stuff, then yeah,
sure.
maybe it wouldn't hurt just to
Did you want would you be sharing that information, or is that just something that you want to do on your own?
yeah. Well, where is everybody right now?
We'll say y'all have retired back to the guild hall, about to start your own personal time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm writing away in my book.
Okay.
You'll probably
Um,
find me like in the library with like an entire table just stuffed like books and paper and ink and quills and all this stuff, and I'm just like very intensely like poring over texts and writing and doing stuff.
Yay,
If-
stuff.
If
Yeah.
it's been a half hour, I might be already done. So I'll probably be just hanging out in the guild hall trying to figure out what I want to do next.
Okay. So if we're all kind of in the same vicinity, that I can say it to everyone all at once. But if not, I'll just be like one at a time, just kind of checking in on everyone and seeing how they're doing, and then just be like, so I'm about to embark on retrieving some lost materials from the armorer, where he's gonna give me a bit of a discount for some armor if I find it. And I just, so it's like our adventures have always been not only fun but seemingly rewarding and exciting. So if you're looking for something to kind of continue things on, then you're free to join me. But either way, I'll be heading out I don't know. I guess tomorrow morning or whatever.
Oh, well, it's
Whenever it is.
probably you're probably going up towards the city then, yeah? Of the other city, Grimsith. Isn't
Dale,
that
am I? I don't know what the info he gave me is, but is it in
Yeah.
that area?
He had said that he had expected supplies from Grimsith about a couple weeks back, but they never arrived in the city. He believes that they
there
had
we go.
been
Yeah.
ransacked and could potentially have been taken while on the road by some
so?
local thieves.
So yeah, we'd be going up that way anyway.
Oh,
Well,
perfect. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we were going that way anyway, so that's fine with me. Just keep an eye out. Everybody can be on the lookout for signs of thievery. I might be able to find. Promise me you won't ask any questions, but I might be able to ask around and see if anybody's heard of things bearing the description of what you're looking for that was stolen. See if anybody I could find out they've seen these things. Yeah.
Reese can't restrain his smile, and he just says, "It seems like our thirst for adventure hasn't gone away." If you,
Go ahead. I just have a question for Dale once you're done.
Yeah. Out of game, I do have a criminal contact, so like I can I do have like criminal network. I can like talk to people and get information about such thievery.
Out of game, but
Reese,
very much about the game.
Yeah.
okay. So Reese, like obviously, an internal thought Reese has is he still feels a bit off put by the whole that escapade that you were doing, where you were pretending to be, I think, a lost kid or whatever for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in an attempt to, he seems to have a sense of clarity that our adventures are going to intertwine frequently with these groups of people here. So with that in mind, he wants to kind of like further strengthen the bonds and reestablish some trust. So when Sev says that, he just says, "Absolutely, I trust you. Let's do that."
Cheers, mate. I'll see who I can find who might know things.
Okay. And I just basically say the same message to everybody, and just if they're interested. And I kind of emphasize at least a little bit that like there was no promise of reward other than that one discount per se, but something could still potentially be done that way, depending on how it turns out, and at least it's an adventure if you're interested.
I won't mind helping. I've been working on a spell that could potentially be useful, but I'm not sure if it'll work. So out of game, locate object says describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the object's location as long as the object is within
Locate
1,000
objects.
feet.
Sounds
If the object
pretty
is in
relevant,
motion, you know its direction. The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. But alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind. So, I mean, I wasn't there when it was spoken, but if it was in a box that had a specific logo on it, would I be able to find something of that specific logo, like in the middle of the woods?
Yeah,
It would
I'm guessing
be.
you gave me a copy of that logo, Dale. The armor guy. Probably
Yeah,
gave it to me.
it's the sign that's above the like above the doorway to the smithy.
You could like maybe ask him like, hey, do you have like just one of your crates? Like, let me just see like your basic.
There are
crate.
crates outside the shop that have
So yeah.
the emblem
Okay.
on it.
Okay.
By the way, Dale, just a quick question.
The spell
is
only
there-
lasts 10 minutes, so like we'd
10
have to be like relatively close to where it
Yeah.
would be.
I think
Okay.
that combined with whatever whisperings I might know of such bandits of sorts that may have stolen it. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
might
that
be
and
able
combined
to-
with just the general following of the traditional following of clues kind of
right,
thing, like it should
right.
be
Like
set. Yeah.
if I can maybe like pinpoint like a general area where it might have been lost or something, and then you can maybe try casting the spell. It's a concept.
Dale, sorry, just I kind of need a recap because it's been so long. Like, just two questions quickly for you.
Yep.
A, is there any sort of unresolved, still active quests happening? And
Well,
The
B,
very first one.
Funny you
yeah, the
say
very
that.
first one, yes. And B, what happened to that kid that Sev can speak to? Like, we were doing something with him. Sorry, I just need a recap with that.
We're gonna take him back.
Yep. So
to
all
the-
open things right now that you've been involved with.
all of our quests that we have currently open in our quest log.
and
Uh,
having completed.
Yeah.
You need to.
I'm so RPG oriented. Like, I literally I'm pressing start and looking at the quest journal for active quests. That's basically what I'm asking.
Some of them are probably grayed out and failed at this point.
Yeah.
Actually, if you take a look over into the documents tab, where you see your character sheets, below you should also see documents. And I believe I had made some new folders in documents that had like the different
Missing persons.
the different ranks of the guild quests that you had, as well as the ones that you've completed. So
Thanks. Look at
anything that's
this.
not incompleted is what's still open. There's some new stuff from today that like I haven't put in, but currently, you have the meeting with the mayor. You
I
have
don't see that.
right, because I didn't have time to put it in.
Okay.
It's not directly from the guild, so
Okay.
he just asked to
Sonny
speak
is
with
the
you all.
first kid that's still missing.
And then yeah, there's the missing Sonny, who you had like first spoken with the guild about, and then the mission to return the boy to Grimseth. Who
Is that the big city that we're heading to anyway?
Yep.
that is the big city
perfect.
up to the
So
north.
oh good. So we're accomplishing multiple things going in that
We
direction.
are.
That's handy.
And the mage or the magic store owner is there for reasons.
Yeah.
So we might run into him too.
Oh, I am absolutely tracking that motherfucker down. Like.
Remember, you don't have your pile of money anymore, so you can't throw it at him.
I think the
know.
last thing Reese might do before my turn ends is check on that kid. What was his? Did we get his name?
We did.
but we
Oh,
seem to
okay.
keep forgetting it.
Oh,
No,
God.
Bill keeps losing his notes. But you know what? Yesterday, New Year's Day, we spent like all day buried under blankets because it was snowing, and he's sitting there with all his paper and his laptop, and he's typing.
Yep.
At one point, he puts a pillow on me to prop his papers up with, and I'm like, "Sir, can you not?" So you fucking better have all your notes together
Oh,
after
yeah.
using me as a desk.
And it was very
So
appreciated.
he was being kidnapped. I am kind of forgetting the reason why. He was underwater. We rescued him out of the bubble there.
Yeah.
It was from the
And,
Dryad, who was trying to like
Yeah,
siphon out
And why did they
the
want him again?
midnight apples, trying to like siphon out whatever of the apples that they could.
Right, and we were going after them because we were looking for another kid that was kidnapped. Isn't that right? Or is it
Yeah.
the same one?
No,
Good Lord.
this is the wrong
The
one.
one from the inn. Remember the one from the inn? Is
Oh,
that
no,
the same
that-
one?
That was the dwarf. He's back. We just talked to him in the jewelry shop. He's
We've
back.
had a lot of missing people. The very first
Yeah.
kid that you all have not found yet, I think it's been like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, it was
was
before
Sonny-
I met you all. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was Sonny Boyton, who is still at large. You went and rescued
As if
Kuzel.
he is the criminal.
You rescued Kuzel the dwarf from the mines. And then, as a byproduct of trying to
Child.
confront the bandits, you all had rescued Hull Pride Oak, who is the kid that is now with Arthur.
Whole Pride Oak.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I'm thinking I've got some rabbit hides that I should try and sell to someone, but I'm not sure who exactly.
Probably like general goods or maybe like the
There might be a fur trader. I don't know if that kind of thing happens.
what's this one shop I'm seeing that's like odds and ends? Have we not been there yet?
That was the magic shop that had been closed
Oh,
down for the
okay.
time being.
Okay.
Mm.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, so
well,
I think I'll go over to the general store and see if they actually want them.
yeah.
Yeah. So again, my last act before I guess my turn end or whatever is yeah. I'll check on what was his name again? Hole.
Hull.
How is
Yeah,
it
and just
spelled?
the goal
H-
being to increase his sense of comfort and security, and then bonding with us, but also potentially if there's any additional information, because I think it would be healthy for him to be able to communicate with the rest of the world, and not, I mean, as helpful as it is to have Sev be able to communicate those key urgent things and frequently, like it's kind of like an attempt to get him back into the everyday world a little bit, like just kind of build into him that way. So Reese just kind of makes an attempt to do that. Yeah.
That's occupational therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. You all.
So, unless there's anything like noteworthy, plot-worthy that happens with that, then I guess I'm pretty much done.
Cool. Yeah, no, we're excuse me. Good to go there. Really, you can head off to the general goods shop. As you present it'll take you like about an hour and a half to finish work with all of the with all the 4 rabbits. You can try to skin them, bring them over to Farinir. It takes a look at them, looks them over. I mean, it's pretty common. I can get you maybe like 2 silver each for them.
Okay, sure.
Better than nothing, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
It
we're
didn't
gonna throw
cost
them
me
away
much to get it.
anyway. Yeah.
and
So-
Doc got something to eat out of it.
So
So
he'll take the skins from you, put them over on like the back counter, produce out 8 silver pieces, slide it your way, and bid you off.
okay.
Now, I may not have my pile of money to throw at Magic Dude in Grimsmith, but when I find him, I might be able to sell him Dryad Sap, since Arthur doesn't have any use for it.
Maybe. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Unless that's what inherently gives me my new sorcerer powers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I feel like we need to go to the mayor at some point. So
I just figured it would be better if, Jin Prax were here too.
yeah.
that's
I agree.
okay.
Because that seems like main story quest thing.
Right.
Right.
Although technically I kind of think original boy was probably main story quest and we've like side quested this entire time.
I mean, considering we found him in pursuit of the main quest, I'd consider him just another branch of the main quest. Like,
True.
main quests can have multiple things going on.
Should we be
Yeah,
but,
actively trying
mean,
to like come back around to that in any way? Like, I kind of figured that would come back around on its own, but maybe we have to be. Again, I keep thinking about that scary man with the fancy hat. Like
Yeah.
that was a big deal for a while there, the goblins and all that. Like what? And then it's nothing. Yeah, so I'm still curious about that.
Really just mutters to himself, "Fancy hat," and pulls out the 8-ball cap. The 8-ball hat.
Reese just turns. He's like, "It's you." It kind of jokingly.
All right. Well, Sev, you can take the next couple hours trying to copy the spell over to your spell book. Were you just looking for web?
Yeah.
All right, I know we've gone over this. I'm pretty sure it's 50 gold per level, right?
I mean, it's a second level spell, so yeah, that's why I spent 100
The
gold
100,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah, just wanted
Yeah.
to confirm.
Yeah.
So that's an hour. So
Yeah.
you'll spend the next 2 hours just looking it over, trying to make out like the scrawlings of the knoll. It couldn't write very well. Like as you flip open the book that you had found, you just hit like, it looks like chicken scratch, essentially. You see like little doodles of spiders,
Oh, no.
and like you
Of
see
course.
just like, I don't know, it looks like a child drew like multiple different like spider webs in like corners of various different pages.
Yeah.
It takes
It's
you
probably like this was probably something similar to like Sev's first spell book, like way back when she was a kid.
Yeah, something very similar. So you're just spending the next couple hours trying to like transcribe exactly what meets what. I think we wrap it up. It's now roughly around 2 o'clock. You all have spent the last few hours on your own. Is there anything else y'all wanted to do? Reese, you wanted to go visit the boy.
Mhm.
What everyone else?
It seems like we aren't going to get involved with too much today.
No.
No.
So I have an idea of it might be an abuse of magic power, but I want to go and do it.
I want to hear this. I need to hear this.
More
I want to
mage
go
hand shenanigans.
fishing.
You want to go fishing?
Yeah, I wanna
know
go
where
fishing.
This is going. I like where this is going. We're going fishing.
Yeah.
You,
I'm coming
you already
with
caught
you.
a ton of fish.
I'm
What are
coming
you-
with you because I know where this is going and I'm excited.
Are you gonna like Zephyr strike and like shoot a bow in the water and like shish kebab like 10 fish or something? Like what is
No, actually, this is something a little bit higher class than that.
this? Okay.
No, it's got to be something with the mage hands, isn't it?
It is actually, yes.
You're gonna have the mage hand grab fish. I love this so much. Like, I just like, I'm imagining that like at some point like Sev is gonna be like putting her stuff away and like, oh, if you're going fishing, I'll come.
Yeah, I mean, do you oppose?
No, that sounds great.
Cool.
So I'm gonna go ahead down to the fishing hole. Should I just continue my plan, or
I mean,
does
yeah.
anybody else want to go first? Okay. So I reach into my bag, and I get out a net.
Mm-hmm.
I cast Unseen Servant. I cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
I give both ends of the net to both of them, and then I cast Minor Illusion in the center of the pool to try and convince the fish that there is worms there. And I have them slowly fly in and try and grab as many fish as possible.
Sev is standing there with the most like amazed, like inspired, like this is the most beautiful thing she's seen since the bookstore today.
Sure. So what do you want to do with the worms?
They're just a static image because I can't move them. So they're just in the middle of the pond, just sitting still, hoping that fish will take the bait.
Okay, yeah. So you head off to the like southern end of town and walk past like some of the fisheries that are off to your left, and Sev can direct you down to where she normally goes out to cast her line. It is a little. It's a couple hours past noon. There aren't a whole lot of folks. You see a couple of like boats out on the water, and you can see a couple like the fishermen throwing their nets out before like reeling them back into their little boats. Except a couple folks off to your left, holding like you have a couple of like merchant boats that are unloading wares. You got like a crane that's picking up the items off the deck and dropping them off on shore. You can.
I'd like to make one slight adjustment to this. I'd
Sure.
like to tie a rope to the net before I give it to them so I can help pull.
Yeah.
Smart.
Sure. So you tie the rope to the net, just between like one of the open bits. Both the unseen servant, the mage hand, grasp up one end, the opposite ends of the net, go off to a bit of the water. You can minor illusion some worms in like the general area, trying to attract a good number of fish. Go ahead and roll me some animal handling.
Okay. Just a moment.
Where's that other nat 20 we've been waiting for?
Now, I swear to God, if everyone gets one, okay, 16, not too bad.
Respectable.
So as you minor illusion the worms, you just see like half. You have like 10 worms underwater. You can see the reflection as it's refracting with the light, and you just see like half of the worm's body just all like dangling with the current. And you see a couple of fish that begin to like slowly like wade their way over to where the worms are, and like they dart around and they're looking like very cautious about what this is that just appeared in the water. Eventually, one begins to like move up closer towards it and then dart past without really interacting with it at all. You see a couple of other fish do the exact same thing, just approach, dart past. Eventually,
As
like
fish do.
a nice group of fish begin to approach the worms before one eventually begins to, like, you see its mouth open and try to chomp down on one of the half worm bodies. And you see its mouth just open, close, over and over again on what should be the worm's body. And a couple of the other fish
I
like
see
come
the
on in.
worm. There's food. Why can't I eat it?
And at that point, you command the unseen servant, the mage hand, to drop the nets, and you begin to just like pull it in. Give me 1 second. Okay. As you drop the net into the water, the sudden splash like kind of startles the fish that are in the area. And out of the like the 10, 12 fish or so, about 3 scurry off to the sides, just under where the net would have grabbed them. And as you pull in the net, you see 9 fish just wiggling all around.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Genius! I'm inspired. You're picking it up and you're applying it in your own creative, amazing. Bravo!
Thank you. You seem to be really, really good at making fish jerky. Could I have you make this into jerky too?
Yes, absolutely. I've got some up on the line from this morning. I got quite a haul. So, yeah, we can go put them up there.
Okay, so I go ahead and I head on out with Sev, or we can hang here for a bit, whatever you want to do.
I can, yeah, I can, like, cast a line myself for a minute.
Yeah, sure. Send it out.
Loading. Every time.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good shit.
So there's still a couple of fish that are like right around where the illusionary worms were. And you send
Like,
out your
hey,
line like
what-
right above. Ooh, unfortunately. despite being right above where all the like worms were, you see a couple of like the fish that had scurried away from the net like loop back around. And you see like all the fish in the area now just like kind of cautious of that like particular spot. And as you get a tug, you pull it in. You get a fish on your line. You go ahead, send it back out. For the next few casts, you're not pulling up anything.
I mean, we've gotten 26 fish today, so I feel like we did
Yeah.
pretty good.
I'm not gonna complain.
Sure. All right, so y'all can head back to the guild hall if you want to.
Bonus fish.
And we are going to head off with Reese, heading down to the apothecary, correct?
The apothecary, really?
Where
Hey,
the boy is.
What's up,
Yeah.
Christy? Welcome,
Oh,
welcome.
yeah.
could you add the fish to your list just so it doesn't get complicated?
Yeah. How many?
Eesh.
9?
9. Okay,
10
gotcha. 10.
with the
Well,
one that
is
you
that
caught.
including mine?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I already added that one. So I'm
Oh,
just gonna
okay, so
add-
9. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm just gonna have like this massive like. I have like we're probably gonna have to use one of the smaller bags of holding for fish jerky, but just like communal fish jerky.
Hope today's stream well, Christy. Happy New Year. All right, Reese, you can make your way across the like city square off to where the apothecary shop is, where you dropped off Hull. You can go ahead and just open the door. You see Rowan behind the counter, and you see Arthur just like messing with a couple of items, stocking shelves and whatnot.
Okay, so I first just go to Arthur to just make aware my presence and just ask him how everything's going.
Sure. You step in, and Rowan makes like direct eye contact with you. Hello. Welcome in. We've got some great specials going on today. Is there anything that you need right now?
Reese just kind of gets a wry smile and just says, "Maybe another time. I was just more concerned about how the kid's doing right now."
Oh well, I'm doing just fine. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I'm doing my best job that I possibly can here. Arthur, you tell him I'm doing good, right? Arthur just like groans, just gives out like this line.
Hole.
Yes, Rowan, you're doing fine.
Reese just pats Rowan on the shoulder and says, "You always do good when I see you in here."
Well,
And then, mhm.
thanks. Is there anything I can help you with? Anything you need? Any more potions? Do you need any more like salve? Do you need bandages? What? Maybe a couple of. Maybe you need some flowers. You got a special someone that you want to impress? I mean, we got everything here.
Say, I'll get back to you on that for sure.
Okay, keep us in mind. He looks away a bit like dejected that you're just declining everything he's trying to throw at you.
No,
Arthur's-
like when Reese says that, he throws out a face of absolute intent. Like if I do, I'll absolutely let you know, kind of thing.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
then
It's not
Arthur,
a dismissal thing.
then Rowan's gonna be like, yes, nailed it, to himself.
And then he goes up to Arthur,
Arthur, yeah.
yeah, and just gives him a little, shakes his hand, kind of thing, or whatever, and then just says, "How's everything going?"
Everything's going just fine here. The kid's just out resting in the back corner there. It's been fine today, a bit, eager. Well, we'll say has been helping out, sweeping up the shop and ordering, stacking some of the items. Been a big help.
Like, oh, so you're putting him to work? That's good. And he says, has he expressed any Has he expressed any change of behavior or any,
Words.
notable interest in any particular ways beyond his normal behavior? Did he seem to light up in any particular thing that you noticed?
Well, I mean, he's
Anything
become more lively. That is for sure. He's able to move around, not really having as many issues as he was. He's. I don't mean to put the kid to work. I mean, the extra help is nice. I mean, I have Rowan, and that's all fine and great. He has a job. But the kid's been very eager just to help out in any way. And it feels like he's gotten some life back into his soul.
Reese pats him on the shoulder, says, "No, on the contrary, I think that's probably exactly what he needed. Sometimes just work to keep you busy and keep you feeling useful is all you need at the time."
Occupational therapy, I'm telling you. That's all it is.
He says, "Well, I think I'll just say a little hello and see how he's doing, if you don't mind."
Gives you a nod and like motions off to the back corner where there's a like red curtain that's been swung around where you saw the cot. This is the same area where you saw like the torn down fabrics from earlier. You can see that like they've all been replaced.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so what's he doing as they come in?
Right now he's just like sitting down on the cot, like back to the wall. He's currently reading a book.
Okay, so
Good boy.
Reese right now is all about like all the things I do. I'm very much looking at his reaction to see how he responds. So I guess that could be that passive. What is that thing that we were talking about the other day?
The perception.
Yeah, like
Sure.
I just want to see his reaction to everything that I say and do, just to see, looking for positive responses. So
Sure.
first thing I do is I just knock. I want to establish that this is his place where he can be alone and be by himself if he wants. And I just knock on the door and I just say, "Hey, is it all right if I come in for a bit?"
So this is like a small medical station in the corner of the shop. It's just got like a hospital curtain that you can like pull back or like closed. So you can like
But Reese
knock
still
on the
establishes that it is still his place.
yeah, like
Everybody
you can
needs a place.
still like knock on the side of the wood of the wall that it's connected to, and then like slightly
Yeah.
open up the
Like
curtain
Peter's face.
and just ask if like, is it okay if I come in? He gives you a nod and
Yeah.
you can go ahead and walk forward.
Okay, and then first thing he just asks is he says it like it's a normal thing, like there's nothing unusual, because I know he has trouble speaking, but I just kind of say it like it's just normal anyway, like just where he may just whatever self-consciousness maybe can get removed from just the naturalness of it. I just ask him, "So how are you doing?"
Just
Okay,
like nods
so
to you.
Reese looks at that and says, "So some things good, maybe some things still not so good. Is that about right?" Okay. He said, "Well, Arthur was telling me that you're really helping him out around here. That's really cool of you to do that." Well, cool, whatever the phrase would be at this particular time period.
To that like his nodding like increases and he has this smile go across his face and he just like points off to the door where there's a broom that he laid on the side of the wall. And he like starts mimicking the motions of the broom.
Yeah, Reese looks around. He says, "It definitely looks a lot better in here. There's no doubt about it. I'm sure he's very happy." He says, "You seem to understand the value of being useful in this world." Yeah.
Looks at
sorta.
you like very confused, like
What is it? You say, can you tell me what is it about this that makes you feel so good when you sweep the floor?
Begins to just like look around the shop, looks at the curtain, tries to look like beyond you because you're currently like blocking up the like little bit of where the curtain would be, where he like
Reese
keeps his
just stays
privacy.
silent and gives him the time he needs to answer that in his own way. Reese lets it persist if he sees that he's thinking and that he's not uncomfortable. But if he is uncomfortable and it seems to be dismissive of that question, I'll move on.
Yeah, it doesn't seem uncomfortable. He's just like lost in this thought before he eventually like looks down to his hands where he's holding the book open and just like motion like moves the book towards you and like motions to the book and just shrugs.
Okay. Reese kind of exaggerates beyond what might be normal confirming of things. It goes, very cool. Again, cool is my word. Sorry, whatever the modern word would be.
No worries.
He looks at what he points at. What is it?
He's just like directing to the book itself. Is like he's flipping through the pages.
Was he? Oh, okay. Was he pointing at something in particular in the book, or?
Nope. Just like the general book.
Okay. What is the title of the book?
Oh fuck.
Making Dale dig up his notes.
I don't fucking have notes for this, man. It's not like he has a book that he got.
Just that he likes reading, I guess.
I'll say the title is The Adventures of Fitzgerald.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
And it has like it's an orange cover, has some like really obnoxious, like off-putting brown lettering for the title. It has like this really nice watercolor illustration of like a stream and like a stream in the middle of a forest, and like at the very back is depicted like this water wheel that's it doesn't have any water on it. It looks like it's been dry. Like there's nothing to like move the wheel downwards.
Okay. So Reese just asked him like, "Oh, have you read this book before? Do you like it?"
He just shakes his head, and then he nods.
He's like, perhaps this is the only book that was available to you, and it's nice to be able to read, even though it's not necessarily favorite. Is that safe to say?
Kind of like shrugs and just nods at you.
And he says, this is kind of similar to some of this. You've had some adventures yourself recently.
Mm-hmm.
So does all the stuff with water and the water not coming onto the wheel and everything, does it remind you at all of what you went through?
His face like begins to concentrate real hard and just continues shaking his head back and forth.
He just says, "Don't overthink this. We're just chatting." But I'm just wondering, does reading about all these adventures make you think about the things you've been through?
Kind of like a little bit.
A little bit, okay. So, how do you are you feeling okay about everything? Like how? It's been a few days now. Like, how would you say you're? Sorry, Dale. What were we going to go find his parents or something? I forget what was happening there.
I think the rest of the group wanted to like escort him back up to
escort him to town and then heading northbound or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, well, we're gonna be taking you to see your family, whatever date, tomorrow or whatever. What do you think about that?
He just smiles and begins to nod excessively.
Say, that's good. He say, well, and Reese just says things so that there's no mystery, so that he's not wondering what Reese is doing. He just says like, I'm just here to check on you and just make sure you're feeling okay. We're just gonna when you're ready, we'll head out tomorrow and bring you back home.
Sure. He begins to nod and then gets up off of the cot, sets the book down, and just proceeds to like shuffle up to you and give you like a small little hug.
Oh, right on. Okay. He says you let us know if you need anything, especially Sev. She's great with that message thing. Works real good.
Yeah, like shivers as he remembers who Sev is and like reluctantly and, like plops back down
Say
on
we-
the cot and opens the book up again.
She say, yeah, we've all come from different walks of life, but we're all looking out for you.
He's not looking at you, just like goes back down to the book and just like
Like, right on, man. I'll see you later.
Why does it have to be the weird one that can only talk to me?
I love books. Oh, hey, both of you guys love books. Hey, there you go. There's a way to bond. Bring him a book.
he just snaps the book closed and like puts it down on the cot.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna build on that. I'm gonna, in an attempt to get him more comfortable with everybody, I'm gonna say, Sev is an expert on books. I might get her to bring you a few others if you want.
And he just like snaps the book closed, puts it down on the cot, and like begins to like fake yawn and like begins to like lay down on the cot.
So something might have happened that Reese didn't see. He's like, oh, or not. It's okay. And heads out. He says, all right, man, I'll see you later.
He's still just laying down. You can like pull the curtain back and head off.
I'm not sure what. Last I remember, they were just having some. Like, she was able to communicate with them. I don't remember there being. Did he see some sort of.
I am just weird. It's
No,
the
just
vibe.
like you can kind of get the idea that like the sensation of him just hearing this voice in his head out of nowhere was just very startling and a very weird experience for him.
Oh, yeah, just the. Right. Okay. Well, that's good then, because again, the goal was kind of to get him to be able to function in everyday life. So if he's not clinging to the idea of relying on that kind of messaging,
Yeah.
to communicate, that's probably a good thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'll head out, and depending on what time it is, I might just be heading back to turn in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, roughly about 2:30 now.
Oh, 2:30.
So still got a good rest of the day ahead of you.
Okay. Well, I guess Yeah, like unless I look at the map, like I can't really think. I might even want to just go to that pub. For
Yeah.
what is? I know gym prax is like do we know what? Yeah, obviously can't be involved today per se, but what is gym prax doing right now?
I'd have to work that out. I assume
Okay.
probably taking a stroll around the different inns or the different pubs. I'd probably head off to the jewelry shop, find out that his item had already been picked up by Seven Gale. Might just be like in his room at the guild, just taking some personal time, like
Okay,
recouping
so
after everything.
I guess Reese will just go to that same bar where Jim Prax did that performance and just goes and gets like a meal of some kind, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, you see like the normal lunch crowd. You go up to the upper districts, just around the way, like a little bit across the street from the jewelry shop, and you go back over to the Honey Silk. It's now like a little bit after lunch. It's not as busy as you've seen it. There's a bit of a lull now that the lunch crowd is gone, and it's not quite
Yeah,
hit the dinner
I
rush
think-
yet.
Reese was kind of hoping for that, I think. He just wants to just have a nice meal.
Yeah, you can find a table off to one of the corners and just take time out for yourself. Order a bit of a meal. You've got the waiter come by, the server come by. They can get you a drink if you'd like it. They can get you like the day special. Meal itself is probably going to come off to like 2 gold for the
Okay.
for the day special and a drink.
Yep. 2 gold, and then I'll maybe give like 1 silver for the tip as well.
Sure.
Gotta keep
So-
gotta keep a positive rapport up with the local.
Yeah, you see like this nice like younger half elf woman who's bringing you the orders back, and you leave the silver for her. She just takes it, pockets it in one of the pockets on the like the server apron.
Okay. I think that's about all that's coming to mind right now, unless something happens.
Sure. Yeah. No, there's nothing else really going on. There is a fair bit of music that's being played. It's not Jinprax, but it feels like someone who's tried to adopt Jinprax's approach.
Funny.
You in particular are very familiar being like the pseudo manager of Jinprax at one point in time, and you remember how Jinprax captivated like the entire audience of the Honey Silk
Oh, I remember.
when this when you both had first came in. Jinprax say like this traditional dragonborn a ballad, a play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you can see that like some of the influences, some of the melodies, the harmonization is trying to be emulated by this man that's up on stage, but he misses like the rhythm, he misses the flow and the groove, and people are like bopping their heads back and forth, and they're vibing, they're just chilling, eating their meal, but no one is like really like actively into the music.
Well, Reese can't help but like the smile doesn't leave his face as he thinks of all this, and he actually maybe with the help of the drink that kind of loosens his reservations. He kind of thinks about he's still thinking about pursuing his relationship with Jinprax, but still hasn't had the courage to do it. I think largely because he's got maybe a bit of a complex where the people that he doesn't know how to trust anymore, because the people that he thought he could trust, i.e. these this spiritual group, this religious group, just let him down in such a profound way that he doesn't trust his ability to know who to trust.
Oh boy, if Sev ever trusts you to talk about that. We have a
Well-
very, very similar history with that.
Oh well, hopefully that topic finds its way out one day. But yeah, he's just sort of pondering that whole thing, like if he's deciding if he's gonna try and pursue that or not, and he's kind of just frustrated with himself, but he's enjoying the meal. And that's basically what's going through his head, I think.
Sure. And while you're like deep lost in thought and just like pondering over everything, the server arrives back and brings you this orb.
An orb.
An orb. What is this?
to ponder your orb.
So like the fact that like I heard the word ponder and then I stole Dale's joke.
Yeah, you both. I'm missing it here.
What's up, Rourke? Welcome.
What is the orb?
The orb means
It's just the meme that's been going around. Pondering the orb.
Really? I gotta look that up. That's awesome.
So well, I posted one like a few days back. It was like the wizard, and there's like several orbs, and they're each titled Unread Book, and I'm like, this is definitely Sev.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can spend like the rest of the afternoon just relaxing and mulling things over. Everyone else, what do you want to do? How do you want to spend the rest of the day?
I'm probably not gonna I'm going to be such a one-track mind, like must copy spell.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
at this
I'd
point,
probably-
like
Oh,
you're
I
all
might, I
all
might
set to
just as
go.
a thing, I might just talk to the well, whoever was in whoever's running the inn that was in charge of the board or the union or whatever, like that gives the missions out.
Matilda?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks.
Okay.
And just ask her, like, is there any new developments with oh, what's his name? Hold on, I guess you got your thing here, Sunny. And just be
Uh,
like, it's been a long time and we haven't really, like, has there been any new news? Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to do.
I feel like, yeah, we might be coming towards the natural end of until Jim Prax is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think to do is go use like 3 whetstones to make more arrow plus ones, and maybe have Mage Hand help out too.
I didn't hear all that.
yeah, you were kind of in and out.
The only thing I can think to do is go to my room, get out 3 whetstones, and use Mage Hand as well as just sharpening arrows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely easily do that. Not a problem. As you, Reese, as you excuse yourself from the honey silk, make your way back down to the guild hall. You enter through the doors and you see Matilda at the counter, being the approach you're asking about developments with Sunny, and if they've heard anything new. And she just points back over to the guild post off to her right. No, we have not had any new developments. I don't believe any of your group has brought anything in, which I assume means that you do not have any new leads as of this moment. The parents have come by a couple of times over the past couple of weeks asking if there's anything new. Unfortunately, we have nothing to report to them.
As soon as Reese hears his parents, he kind of, his head cocks up and he's like to himself, like, surprised I haven't thought of this sooner. But he's like, I think I'd like to meet them.
Well, sure.
I
Get
Yeah.
me an object.
Where
Yeah.
is...
Right.
It should
you
be
go.
here.
honestly, I'm wondering if the rest of us should come along too for this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
As-
I mean,
I'll go.
honestly, get either of us
Yeah.
an object, because if he can't track it, then we still have Locke.
Exactly.
Yeah,
God,
As-
why didn't we think of this?
that's brilliant.
As you look, so she directs over to the like post that's remaining on the board. You can see that there are like the parchment is aged, and there are still like a few slips that are underneath the copy that she had handed to all of you. And just rereading it, I believe you should be able to see it in your documents as well. It says that per request of Thielson Boyton, Sonny's been tasked with fetching some supplies from Grimseth. It's been about a week and a half since we've seen him. We're afraid he's gone missing. Please find him and bring him back home to us. You can find either myself or Rosemary behind the desk of Boyton's General Goods and more, located near the Central Plaza in Abbey Brook. Best
You know what
prices
I
in all of
just
Cyndrus.
realized? I just realized Sonny was probably getting the supplies for the smith. We're probably going to find him and the supplies in the same. Which reminds me, that's another thing that I need to do, though, is I need to go, like, look around and find some shady-looking folk to talk to.
Also, I mean, that's assuming he's still there. It's been weeks, assuming he wasn't kidnapped.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta talk to the parents one way or the other. That's just something. I mean, if they kidnapped the kid that was bringing supplies, it is reasonable to assume the supplies were taken to, like,
Yeah,
Maybe.
there were 2 carts that you had noticed when you had first come up to Abbey Brook. One still had some supplies left on it, and the other had been like completely broken down and like ransacked.
so what kind of supplies were still there?
A lot of crates, a lot of barrels and like sacks.
What kind?
Nondescript.
And wait, who specifically found the crate? Or the like the supplies?
I definitely do not remember. That was like 24
I know,
sessions
I
ago.
just don't remember if that was something I would have been there for or if
Oh no, this
it
is
was
way
the other-
before.
Okay, that was before me. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, all right, well, I don't know, maybe, I mean, it's always worth maybe going back to investigate where the rest of the party found it. Either way, I do think we should talk to the parents because, like, we haven't done that, and why not? What else are we gonna do for the rest of the day? But I also, like, before we go, I should go find some shady folk.
Sure.
To
Whatever
talk
y'all
to.
want to do next.
So, parents first or crime search?
Parents might be good for maybe next.
Yeah, gym prax. Okay, you're right.
Okay.
All right, so then I'll go look around town and see if I can find a criminal contact. They're getting all the taxi points, and we're not rolling a lot, so I'm storing these up for next session.
All right. So, Reese, as you begin to gather everyone around and talk about, hey, maybe we should, go hit up the other boys' parents. We haven't really talked to them yet. Go see what's going on. Go get a little bit more information. We should probably talk to Jimprax about this. And as you all begin to go up the stairs of the guild hall to go knock on Jimprax's room, Sev, you manage to bumble your way out. Instead of going up the stairs, you head out the door.
Yep.
Give me a perception check.
Hey, Minnie, I hope you are going to give me luck. You have been all over me, and I love that about you. So,
Okay.
not great, but sure.
Okay, so you head back over to the alleyway near the abandoned warehouse that you all had fought the drow before.
Mm-hmm.
As you're just hit with this flash of inspiration, thinking, hey, I knew that those cloaks had looked vaguely familiar. I wonder if there's someone in town that might be a supplier. Somebody needs to know.
Yeah.
As you make your way around the corner, you see a shambling mound of a building that used to be where the warehouse was.
Oh,
All
Well,
you
we
see,
solved that problem, didn't we?
yeah.
all you see is ropes tying off different sections to bar entry from coming in. You still have these wooden supports, not wooden, stone supports of part of the wall, but besides the pillars and parts of the walls that were made out of wood or brick, everything else just kind of burned down to a crisp.
I'm just thinking how absolutely hilarious it is that just how how mad Jimprax got at me trying to scam people for money, yet we burned down a building with his help. It's funny, but you know what? I'm going to chalk that up as he's a himbo and probably didn't really think the situation through all that well.
And
into arson.
we kind of coerced him.
Yeah.
So as
Yeah.
you're moving down the alley, you see the building, you're just like kind of like a gasp. Just, oh, right. We did that. Moving on. Not my problem anymore. You take a look around and you see that there's a bit of a break between all of the like surrounding buildings and pavements. And instead there's appears to be what's like a small park. It's just like an area that's just grass. It's got like a small pond, and you see a few like trees and bushes and like a small well at the very center. And as you're taking a look through the surrounding area, looking at all the buildings, trying to see if there's anything you recognize, a couple of characters etched into the stone of the well catch your eye. And you recognize that it belongs to a group that you were once affiliated with.
Thieves can't.
So I gotta point out, like, I saw a post recently that was talking about how stupid it is that Thieves Can't is exclusive to the rogue class generally and not like criminal, because like obviously like it makes more sense for Sev, who has been a professional thief for years, to know Thieves Can't versus her swashbuckler best friend, who is technically a rogue but was a sailor. Like,
Yeah, different times, different places.
so we're gonna say, for the sake of like common sense, that yes, Thieves Can't.
I mean, I'm gonna say this is a like very specific like group of
Criminal
characters
contact.
that is
Yeah.
specific to the organization you were with, not like as on a whole, but same idea.
Yeah, where Fog would have been involved too, wherever they are.
And as you take a look at the well, like I said, etched into like the bottom, like back behind the well, kind of like hidden between a couple of bushes, there's just like an etching right into the stone. In the etching, it reads something along the lines of,
Wait, I have something. I know this is kind of out of nowhere, but this is something that will be flavor, because the backstory that I've kind of talked to you about, the death cleric who was the older sibling figure for Sev, you know, their name is Fog, and they kind of like became like the leader of a movement against oppression. And so I like the idea of like a sort of code between the group, like something about like shadows move where the fog is thickest.
okay,
So
that is not what is etched in the well, but sure. What you see is just something along the lines of meets at the moonlight.
oh, okay.
So given your past
excursions.
Yeah, your past experiences with this group, they often meet in the darkest areas of the city, the roads less traveled, generally during the late hours of the night.
Yeah. I mean, especially Sev, like, having been nocturnal up until she met all these other people, yeah. Checks out. Alright. Well, I guess, in that case, I can just kind of wait around until it gets dark and then go looking.
Okay. You'll be keeping look until it is dark. Fantastic, and that is where we will end for the night. I feel that's a good cliffhanger for us to come back to
Yeah.
tomorrow once Shuai is gonna be able to join us.
Tomorrow?
Yay.
Not tomorrow, next week. I meant,
I was gonna
look,
say.
Tomorrow as in, like, in-game day, I guess.
Yeah, I've got a
Sure.
one-track mind. I only think about nothing but D&D. All the time in between D&D is just hours, the minutes, the seconds, the whatever.
Yeah, I mean, especially since I've been compiling, like, essentially, like, a dossier on Sev to give to the artist that I am commissioning. Like, I sent him, like, inspo for, like, the hair, and, like, outfit and stuff, but, like, I'm gonna send him, like, some, like, just general, like, drow inspo pictures and stuff, but just everything about Sev, and I'm probably gonna message him when we end here and be like, so this character you're drawing, she just went like feral for some fucking book. So that's the vibe you gotta have when you're drawing her.
Love it.